Good evening, everyone. Kalla here. Welcome to my live stream. Glad you could make it today. So, today, some more My Next Life as a Villainess, All Routes Lead to Doom, Pirates of the Disturbance. We are on Alan's route. And last time we reunited Liliana with her beloved husband and learned the terrible things he'd had planned for this ship, which is why he was pulling away from her. And we still need to figure out a way out of this situation. Hello, Drag. How are you doing? Yes, we have just gone into Katarina remembering the events of the fan desk. Apparently it was only a flash to, like, one thing. Or maybe not. Katarina is back as her villainous self. Silver and the Vinculum were there. I thought it was just a dream, but there are far too many coincidences. I wonder what Maria is up to now. If this is a fan disc from an Atome game, that has to have been an event or two by now. The problem is, whose route are we on? This kind of lingering question is a problem if left unattended. With that in mind, I stand up and begin to conduct my own strategy meeting. Hey, it's back to the Katarina Council!
それでは作戦会議を始めます。まずは情報を整理しましょう。これをファンディスクの時間軸だったとして、誰のルートなのか探る必要があります。
Yes, we're on Katarina's route. That's what we're on.
そんなこと言っても、マリアとは離れ離れで全然わからないわよ。どのルートでカタリナは破滅するんでしょう。本編だとジオルドとキースのルートで破滅エンドを迎えていましたし、ファンディスクでもその可能性は高そうです。今はキースが医務室にいるはずですから、つまりマリアと今一緒にいるのはジオルドとニコルではないでしょうか。となるとジオルドと恋に落ちてるかもしれないわ。そうしたら私も破滅フラグじゃない。どうするのよ。大丈夫だよ。もしかしたら隠し公約キャラかもしれないシルバと恋してるかもしれないし。
I mean, we could be. But then we have no information, Happy Katarina.
でもシルバが隠し攻略キャラだと決まったわけではないよな。あ、本当だわ。もしかしたら別の人が隠し攻略キャラって可能性もあるじゃない。シルバが隠し攻略キャラじゃない場合、他に怪しいのはロジーとフレデリックぐらいでしょうか。
いや。
そういえばフレデリックはセットを探して一人でさまよってたよね。あの後マリアと会うイベントとかありそう。となると気をつけなくてはならない相手は3名ということですね。これでは対策を見つけづらいですが。じゃあジオルドのヘビみたいな弱点が3人にないか考えておけばいいわ。いざって時に戦えるもの。それよりも3人と仲良くなっておいた方がいいような。マリアに会ったか聞けるかもしれないし。賛成。ではここは。
One vote to discover their weaknesses, or one vote to befriend Frederick, Rosie, and Silver. One of those is very easy because we've already done it, and one of those is very hard. I mean, befriending people has worked for us. Well, that kind of happened while we were working on this. I think befriend.
隠し攻略キャラ候補の3人と遭遇したら仲良くなっておくでよろしいですかな。いいです。
Phew! I think I've come to a conclusion. Now that I'm done with my strategy meeting, I feel a sense of satisfaction. Alan cocks his head in confusion while looking at me.
そんなに考え込んでどうしたんだ。腹でも減ったのか。
いやいや、ちょっとどんな破滅かなと想像してしまって。
は？
Anyway, I need to know how far her romance story is progressing. I have to find Maria. Or else the villainess Katerina will find herself in a doom hand. I need to hang him there.
なんだかよくわからないが、まずはノーディン校がどこにいるか探すぞ。公爵は思い当たる場所はあるか？
そうですね。閣下はどうやら隠し部屋にいないようでしたので、ひとまず彼が使っていた客室に向かいましょう。
I mean, I assume he's not in his own room. Pretty sure the pirates would have found him if he was in his own room.
その部屋には救援を呼ぶための魔法道具を、救援用の通信機を置いていますからね。
Ah, we're there for the SOS. Nice.
本当か？
ええ、そちらは閣下のご希望でつけたのです。管理室に一つあるだけでは不安だと。確か脱出用の小型艇も用意されていたはずです。
随分と用意がいいんだな。
閣下と関わりのある船が何度も海賊に襲われたそうですから警戒されていたようです。クイードは思っていたより物騒な国のようですね。
We certainly don't hear about any saucier ships ever getting attacked by pirates. I nod as we discuss what we should do after we escape this room. A few minutes after deciding on a few minor details, we put our plan into action. I think he knows that Set isn't in any of the hidden rooms because the pirates already tortured that information out of him. And the pirates have checked.
では、アビムを使って見張りを気絶させるのはアラン様と私が。お二人は薬品を間違って吸い込まないよう、ハンカチで口元を押さえながら部屋の隅にいてください。
ええ、わかりました。
Yes, the person with basically no magic and the person who's not allowed to use his magic. It does make sense for them to be closer to the drug. Atomizer, it's you know those perfume bottles? Well, just perfume bottles in general, basically. Kind of. It's a specific type, I think, but turns a liquid into a spray. We rush to get ready and I put my hand in my pocket. However, I can't find a handkerchief. Crap! I don't have any with me, so I forgot to carry one on me. I freeze as I put my hand in my pockets. Liliana giggles and offers me the handkerchief from earlier.
カタリナ様、よければこちらをお使いください。ありがとうございます。で、あれ、リリアナ様、またハンカチを落とされたようですが。
Hello, Nick. How you doing? I pick up the handkerchief and offer it to her. Liliana blushes after receiving it.
ありがとうございます、カタリナ様。
Liliana bashfully accepts the handkerchief. Ryle is watching from the side and for some reason gasps suddenly.
それは
Huh? Something behind this. I bet that handkerchief came from him. Must have done. How am I? Kind of tired? But other than that, I'm good. My womanly instincts have awakened after seeing their reaction. Liliana hides her handkerchief from Ryle, who clearly seems to recognize it. There must be a special memory behind that handkerchief. I just know it.
こっちの用意はいい。始めよう。って、何かあったのか？
これを見てもわからないとは。まだまだお子様ですね、アラン様。
なんだよ。
いえ、わからなくてよいのです。さあ、始めましょう。
With that, finally our plan is put into action. Liliana and I look over at one another and nod in agreement. Then we let out a scream.
なんだ？どうした？何があったんだ？
Just as we thought, two guards come running in response to our screaming. Helen and Ryle are hiding behind the door waiting, and they each cover a guard's face with a handkerchief soaked with the atomizer. Oh yeah, the thing in the atomizer wasn't the magic snapping thing, it was the chloroform, wasn't it? The guards faint in an instant. Helen's eyes grow wide in shock after seeing the pirates collapse one after another.
すごい速攻性だな。
ええ。ですのでアラン様を吸い込まないようお気をつけください。
分かってる。急ぐぞ。
Helen steals a weapon from the pirate. And that's how we leave our room. They throw away the handkerchiefs with the chemicals on it and run off. We're finally able to catch our breaths.
無事になんとか脱出はできましたね。でも今の騒ぎを聞きつけて誰か来るかもしれません。扉を閉めてここから動きましょう。
ああ、今のところ近くに他の奴らはいないみたいだけどな。
Helen looks around and puts the sword on his belt. He offers the other one to Ryle.
公爵、こちらを使うか。
いえ、申し訳ないのですが、私は長剣を扱う心得はないので、かえって危ないかもしれません。
Well, I appreciate the honesty. It's like, you probably shouldn't give me that. It's probably dangerous to all of us to do that.
なのでこちらのご信用のナイフを使わせていただきます。
じゃあ、この件は。
Do I want the sword or do I want Alan to... Quick save! Which of these is Alan more likely to like? Yeah, will he trust us with a sword? I'm not sure he would. So maybe we suggest he dual wields? Does he know how to do that? Yeah, I'm not sure he'd trust us with a sword.
アラン様が二刀流ですか？
Yep, there we go. Just imagining it, it's so cool! I'm getting excited and Alan bursts into laughter. He then nervously looks around immediately to make sure he didn't accidentally alert any pirates.
お前こんな時に笑わせようとするな。
Do it to make him laugh, though.
まあとにかくこれは置いていくか。
Alan hurriedly opens the door and tosses the sword into the room. He then looks over at Ryle.
船の構造に関して俺たちは疎い。公爵の船だ。案内は任せていいな。
はい、もちろんです。閣下の部屋はこちらです。
I mean, maybe Alan should have just kept that second sword, but like, just in case he loses the first one. But hey. We hide as we progress through the hallways, making sure not to be seen so we don't get caught.
向こうから来る。そこに隠れるぞ。
さすがに疲れた。そんな文句言うなよ。ボスに怒られるぞ。
Phew, we didn't get caught.
今のうちにあちらへ。
ああ。
ってあれ？そういえばこういう時こそ隠し通路を使わないんですか？
そうですね。使いたいところですが、海賊に配置図を取られていますので、待ち伏せをされているかもしれません。
そういえばそうだったな。
ええ。あの狭い隠し通路で鉢合わせはあまりに危険ですから、ここは避けた方が良いかと。
なるほど、わかりました。じゃあ隠れつつ行きましょう。
We continue sneaking around the hallways. While the pirates are lurking around, we all manage not to get caught and arrive at Set's room safely.
中に人はいないみたいだな。みんな来ていいぞ。
はい。
We all sneak in and quietly close the door. Finally, I've been holding my breath for a while. So this is how Set's room looks like. The room has a different aura than the passenger room we were in. But I can't help but look around. It really has an office feel to it.
なんとか見つからずに来られましたわね。
ああ。この部屋にも海賊の手が回っているかもしれないと思っていたが、どうやら今は誰もいないみたいだな。
ええ、残念ながら閣下もいないようですが、小型艇も置かれたままのようです。この部屋へは来なかったんでしょうか。
Oh, he's right. There's still a small boat. I look around the balcony, and then in the same direction as Ryle. There I see a small boat tied to a dock. It's smaller than I anticipated. Even if we were to escape, if there isn't an island nearby, it's not like we can go anywhere. Worst case scenario, we get lost at sea.
しかしこの部屋に ノーディン港の戻った形跡がないとなると、期待してたような手がかりも望み薄だな。まあ何にせよ、ここに海賊がいないなら好都合だ。
それでその魔法道具ってどれですか？
確かこれだったはずだ。
Helen touches a mirror-like object on the wall. This looks like an ordinary mirror to me.
まあ、これが助けを呼べるという魔法道具なのですか？
ああ、この通信機まだ使われてないみたいだな。
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, Drag. Will it work? Was Set lying to us? On the normal ending.
そんなことまでわかるんですか？
ああ、これは一回限りで使えなくなる魔法道具だからな。未使用かどうかすぐにわかる。
Single use, huh?
一回限り？一回で使えなくなっちゃうんですか？
ああ、しかもこちらの位置情報と短い文章を送るだけで届いたかどうかの確認もできないはずだ。
思ったより不便そうですね。
Right, Katarina? Way more inconvenient.
そんなものだろ。遠方に連絡できるものが作れただけすごいもんだ。
He has a point there. This world doesn't have any smartphones. I nod in agreement as Alan begins to mess around with the magic device.
ああ、そうか。こうして。
アラン様、使い方がわかるんですか？
魔法省が開発した魔法道具だからな。船に乗る前に一応ジオルドと一緒に使い方を聞かされてたんだ。
Ah, good.
あの時はまさか自分が使うことになるとは思ってなかったが。
Helen looks exhausted as he begins to turn the dial on the magic device. I look up and see that Ryle is now on the other side of the room with a troubled look on his face.
持ち出されている。
I wonder what's been taken.
あれ、いや違うな。ああ、そうか。これが必要なのか。
Helen takes a magic stone on the shelf as he mutters to himself. He places it into a hole located on the magic device. Ah, that sounded like it working. Potentially. Helen focuses as he turns the dial once more. Eventually, a text displays on the mirror, and then the mirror begins to light up. But the light immediately disappears, and the big mirror returns to its original state. But wait! It disappeared!
もしかして今の失敗ですか？
いや、今ので成功のはずだ。魔法省で試しに触った時と同じ挙動だからな。
Yep, so, we were lied to on the normal ending. That thing works fine.
Eh? これが成功なんですか？
ああ、最後に光ったのが送信完了の合図のはずだ。でもやっぱり分かりづらいな、これは。
でも魔法道具にもいろんなものがあるんですね。
ああ、魔法省に行けばもっと変わったものもあったはずだが。
Helen turns around and raises his eyebrows at Ryle.
それより公爵、何かあったのか？
ああ、いえ。 前にこの部屋を訪れた時と違うところもあるので、やっぱり閣下はここに来ていたのかもしれないと思いまして。
本当か？
違うところってどの辺がです？
ここです。確か綺麗な香水瓶がここに並べられていたと記憶しているのですが、それが全てなくなっているなと思いまして。
Perfume bottles? That old man? That's unexpected. That just doesn't match the image of him I had of him. I can't wrap my head around it. I don't remember him smelling like he was wearing perfume at the party. Then, out of nowhere, we suddenly hear a sound from the other side of the wall.
壁の中？この音は一体何でしょう？
Is there another secret room?
リリアナ、カタリア様、離れてください。そこは隠し通路の出入り口がある場所です。
Okay, it is a secret passageway that you knew about. That's fine. Helen stands between me and the wall.
カタリナ、下がってろ。
Helen tenses up as he pulls out his sword. Tension rises as the wall slowly opens. We watch with bated breath as a finger emerges and...
ロジー？
It's Roji who comes out of the secret passage.
カタリナ。
ロジーって、船の技術士のあのロジーか。どうしてこんなところに？
Yeah, you're supposed to know about those secret passageways, Roji. If he's an engineer, he should be at the bridge. I thought he'd be under the pirates' surveillance, but... Oh! Maybe that was hard on him, so Rosie ran from the pirates too. I'm sure there was a lot of pressure having to run around while being on watch. He could have been threatened. That's why, despite being an engineer for the ship, he snuck out from the bridge and came all the way here to call for help. Wait. If he needed the magic device, he could have accessed the one on the bridge. He didn't need to come all the way here, right? Hey, Raji, are you in league with the pirates? That is a question that I have.
それはカタリナたちの方こそどうしてこんなところに？
いやー、実は私たち魔法道具で救援を呼びに来たの。もしかしてロジーも。
As I speak to Roji, I notice his right arm is bleeding profusely.
ってロジー、怪我してるじゃない。
Startled, Roji clutches onto his arm. However, he is unable to hide the blood-stained shirt from us.
怪我なんてしてどうしたの？
そのちょっと船の中を歩き回っていたら見つかっちゃって。
見つかったって海賊に？
まあでもかすり傷だよ。
それでもこのままではよくありません。手当てをしますわ。どうぞこちらへ。
Liliana makes Roji sit on the sofa and takes medicine from her pocket. She must still have some of the medicine she used to treat Ryle. Liliana swiftly tends to Roji's injury. Ryle and Ellen suspiciously watch on.
それよりクイードの技術士がなぜ隠し通路にいたんですか？技術士ということはこの造船にも関わっているんですか？
Shouldn't you know this, Ryle? This was your project. Huh? Ryle looks at Roji skeptically. I recall Ellen's statement from before. Well, if there's a room, there's someone who built it. Wait, are they doubting Roji?
それよりどうしてここに来たのかまだ聞けていない。
それは俺も救援用の通信機を使いたくて。
それなら管理区域にもあるはずだ。どうしてわざわざここまで来たんだ。どうやって隠し通路を知った。
Hershey briefly looks at me with anguish before immediately changing his expression to a smile.
実は海賊たちは俺たち技術スタッフのいる管理区域で休みを取っているんですけど、そこで海賊が隠し通路の配置図を手に入れたって吹聴しているのを聞いたんです。もしそんなものがあるなら海賊たちの目を盗んで救援を呼べるかもしれないと思って、それでその海賊が寝ている隙にこっそり盗んできたんです。
He stole it? Hershey put his hand in his pocket and pulls out a piece of paper.
これが拝借してきた配置図です。
確かにそれは私が海賊たちに告げた床下に隠してあった配置図だな。
でも海賊たちもバラバラに持っているのか、船内すべての配置図は手に入らなくて、ひとまずこの配置図に通信機があるって書かれているこの部屋へなら隠し通路を伝って行けそうだと思って目指してきたんです。
Right? Why would the pirates be sleeping around people who aren't pirates?
通信機がある管理室の近くは大勢の見張りがいて、いくら隙を伺っても全く近づけませんでしたから、管理区域内にも隠し通路はあるのだろうとは思いましたが、構造がわからない以上こちらが確実だと思ったんです。
なるほど。でもそれなら安心して、私たちがもう救援を呼んでおいたから。
それはよかった。無事に家に帰りたいもんね。助かるよ。
まあ一応筋は通っているか。
For some reason, Alan still didn't seem to buy it. Yeah, Katarina, I don't buy it either. Raji is hiding something. I'm not sure what it is, but he's hiding something. And we're also probably not going to find out what that something is. Liliana, who is still treating Raji's injury, sighs.
はい、これで手当ては完了ですわ。
すみません。ありがとうございます。
As Raji smiles remorsefully, I remember the discussion I had at the strategy meeting. Oh, that's right! Raji could be a secret character. If he is a secret character, then he could be involved in my doom. I need to ask whether he's met Maria or not.
ロジーってここまで来る途中でマリアには会った？
マリアってカタリナの友達の？いや、カタリナに紹介してもらって以来見てないけど。
Oh, that was a few mornings ago during breakfast, right? If they haven't met since, maybe there hasn't been an encounter event. Then we're either not in Raji's route, or he was never a playable character to begin with.
それよりロシーはこれからどうするんだ。
そうですね。今さら管理区域に戻ったら海賊たちに何て言われるか。
Oh, right! He did escape with the map. He's also injured. It'll be dangerous for him to be alone.
じゃあ私たちと一緒に来ない？実は今セット様を探していて、それからジオルド様たちの部屋に行くつもりで。
As I'm explaining our situation to Raji, it happens.
なんだ。
Chapter 7, Honest Feelings.
今の爆発音は何だったんでしょう。
わからないが、ただ事じゃないな。とにかくここで救援は呼べたんだ。急いでノーディン港を探しに行くぞ。
Yeah. There's a lot of things on a boat that would be bad if they exploded. So...
さっきカタリナもそんなことを言っていたけど、うちの国の宰相様を探しているの？
ああ、この船はソルシエ石だからな。クイードの要人に何かあったらまずいだろう。船内を逃げ回っているって話だし、この騒ぎに巻き込まれてなきゃいいんだが。
まさか。いや、でも。
なんだ、何か気づいたのか？
あ、いえ、その。
Ryan looks over at the shelf where he said should have. Ryan looks over at the shelf where he said should. That sentence doesn't make sense. Ryan looks over at the shelf where he said there should have been perfume bottles lined up. He explains what he has just realized.
香水はアルコールと香料を混ぜて作られますので、使い方次第では爆発を起こすこともできるのではと思ってしまい、アルコールは引火性がありますし。
Using the perfume as bombs, huh?
では先ほどの爆発は閣下が。
もしくはこの部屋に香水瓶があると気づいた誰かが。
つまりどっちにしろ俺たち以外にも派手に動き回って海賊に抵抗している奴がいるってわけか。
Now, things are heating up. I hope everyone is safe.
とにかくどこで爆発があったのか確かめるために一旦部屋を出るぞ。
はい。
We go into the hallway and can smell something burning from afar. Smoke starts to pollute the air, and I begin to realize this explosion is serious.
あっちはジオルドたちが閉じ込められている部屋の方角だな。
じゃあまさかみんなが巻き込まれてるんじゃ。
わからん。とにかく一旦俺はあいつらの様子を見てくる。
いや、ここは俺に任せて。アラン様たちは安全な場所に。
安全な場所なんてどこにもないだろう。それよりジオルドたちが心配だ。
ええ、私も行くわ。私も。
そうですね、全員で行きましょう。
わかりました。
行くぞ。
We all start to run, but
お前たち抜け出したと思ったらここにいたのか。
crap! The pirates found us.
まか悪いな。というか今のはお前たちが起こした爆発じゃないのか。他の乗客の状況も分かってないってのに船の上で爆破なんかするわけないだろう。それより一体どこで爆発か。
Just then, from the direction of the smoke, a few pirates frantically run toward us.
おい、水だ、水持ってこい。早く火を消せ。
We've got water here. Well, Liliana does.
火事になっているようですね。
そんな。
俺は消火道具を取ってきます。こういう時のための道具があったはずですから。
ああ、頼んだ。
Raji quickly runs off to get the fire extinguisher. All the while, the smell of smoke intensifies. I look around to see if there's anything I can do. What can I do? I wish I could help with something. I'm looking around for an alarm calls to the pirate nearby.
おい、 火を消すんだろ。俺も手伝う。
はいや、でもあんたたちは大切な人質だし、部屋に引っ込んでいた方が。
You're important. What? Pirate guy.
人命第一だろ。下手をすれば船ごと沈むんじゃないのか。王子様の言う通りだな。
Ah, Silver.
シルバー。
たく、部屋にいないからって慌てて探してたらこんなところにいるんだもんな。言っとくが今は。ああ、分かってる。一時休戦ってわけだ。俺らもお前らをどうこうはしねえよ。爆破した犯人探しはこの後だ。消火を頼めるか。
Yeah, right. We could run away from this bit, but we want to make sure the ship doesn't sink.
ああ、頼まれなくてもそのつもりだ。藤井、悪いが力を貸してくれ。
Yeah, we've got two water mages. Clearly, Alan's allowed to. Ah, yes, because Alan's not allowed to use his magic for his own sake, right? But he can use it to help people. I think.
もちろんですわ。では行きましょう。
Ooh, that's a mess.
思ったより炎の勢いがすごいな。こうなったら俺も魔法を使うしかないか。
いけません、アラン様。私、王族の力は秘匿されるべきだとお聞きしておりますわ。
Okay, maybe he's not allowed to use it in this case.
ここには他国の人間もおります。王族が他国の人間の前で魔法を使うなど。
国民を守るためだ。いざという時に守れないようじゃ王族でいる意味がないだろう。
Seeing Alan act like the prince he is makes my heart ache. Huh? The Alan I know is great with music. He's a dunce and doesn't like to socialize much. He also laughs often. But ever since the whole pirate debacle, Alan has been focusing his energy to do what's best for his kingdom and his people. It's finally sinking in that he really is part of the royal family. Well, I thought I'd known, but why do I suddenly feel lonely?
それに大丈夫だ。無人の魔法を少し補助して消化する程度にとどめる。そうすれば他の者には婦人が魔法を使っているようにしか見えないはずだ。
そうでしょうか。でも
何より人の命より大事なものなんてないんだ。
アラン様。ええ、そうですね。わかりましたわ。
Liliana immediately raises her hand and uses her magic. Water begins to push towards the flames. Alan discreetly blends his magic with hers. The water becomes increasingly more powerful.
すげえ。これが魔法なのか。
すごい。
Fire is getting extinguished. Claps can be heard all around. I can hear Ryle, who is standing next to me, let out a sigh of relief.
ああ、本当に二人とも素晴らしい。私にはどうしたってできないことだ。
Roshi's gonna get back here with that extinguisher and there's gonna be no fire left. Either that or he's just not going to come back.
やはりアラン様もリリアナも私と違って選ばれた人間なのだな。
え？それは違うと思いますが。
え？違うとはどういう意味ですか？
なんて言うんでしょう。私もうまくは言えないんですが。
Kyle is surprised as I try to look for the right words.
私も魔力はほんのちょっとしかないので、大きな魔力が使えるのはすごいなって思うんです。でもそれよりもすごいのは、魔力をきちんと使えるように勉強してきたことの方かなって。
勉強ですか？
魔法を使うための魔力のコントロールは一朝一夕では身につかないと思うんです。魔力がちょっとしかない私でも苦戦しているので、きっと魔力が大きければ大きいほど苦労と努力が必要なんだろうなって思って。
I know for a fact that Keith worries about his powers going awry because I've seen it. He studies hard to control them. So...
ライル様が努力をなさってきたのと同じかなって。
Oh no, was that out of the blue?
そのですね、つまり最初から大きな魔力を持っていることが特別なんじゃなくて、それを使いこなす努力ができる人が特別なんじゃないかなって思ったんです。
The same goes for Alan's musical talents. Because he put in the effort to study music and worked hard, he's now called a musical prodigy. He's nothing like his game counterpart. This is the result of his hard work.
私、ライル様のやってきた商売の話を聞いたとき、すごいなって思ったんですよ。いつか私も国外追放されたときは見習おうと思って。
And now he's just going to be like, if you were exiled, what?
国外追放。
化粧品とかそういった商品をうまく取り扱って若手実業家だって話題になるぐらい成功を収めているじゃないですか。そうした実業家としての才能もアラン様やリリアナ様の魔力のように得難いもので、私から見たらとても立派だと思うんです。
だが私にはリリアナと並ぶ資格が。
いや、リリアナ様と並んだって全く見劣りしませんって。むしろお似合いだと思いますよ。だから2人が選ばれた人間だって言うなら、ライル様も十分選ばれていると思いますし、私からは特別だって感じます。だから3人ともそれぞれ良さは違うけれど、みんなすごいんじゃないかなって。
I hear the sound of the gushing water disappear. The fire has been completely extinguished.
なんとか消えたか。
これで大丈夫ですわ。
はは、さすがだな。
ああ、助かった。ありがとな、ジョーちゃん。
お役に立ててよかったですわ。まあ、ジョーちゃんと呼ばれるような年ではないのですけれど。
Alright, seems like no one noticed that Alan used his magic. Since royal family isn't supposed to use magic, I'm relieved he wasn't caught. Try to cover it up a little more. I feel like that'll go horrendously wrong. Or compliment Alan, which is probably the play. Yeah.
アラン様もお疲れ様でした。
I walk up to Alan to give him some words of encouragement. Alan looks surprised and slightly blushes at my compliments.
まあ、俺がやったのは少しだけど。
いえいえ、アラン様が加わったら一気に勢いが増しましたから。あれがなければもう少し時間がかかっていたと思います。いつか機会があればきちんとアラン様が魔法を使うところ見てみたいです。
なんで？
こう、すごい魔法にはオタク心が刺激されるというか、やっぱり憧れるんですよ。
Katarina's just like, because magic's cool, duh! I couldn't use magic in my past life. Seeing any kind of magic is impressive. It's exciting. I remember when I was a child and I was so excited about the dirt doll Keith made with magic, even if it knocked me down.
でも王族はむやみに使っちゃいけないんですもんね。
I guess such an opportunity will never come. Considering that, it makes me a little sad. I feel Alan's hand petting my head. Yay, head pats. He doesn't hold back and messes up my hair.
何ですか？
学園の授業とか王族が使っていても問題ないところでなら見せてやる。
本当ですか？
まずはソルシエに戻らないといけないけどな。それよりこの先の部屋がどうなっているか気になる。すぐにジオルドたちの無事を確かめに行くぞ。
Yep, we need to go check in, everyone.
そうですね。
I hope everyone is safe.
俺も行く。野郎ども行くぞ。イエスサー。
We run through the city hallway with the pirates.
無事だといいんだが。
Yeah. I think Raji has taken the opportunity to slip away. And do whatever it is he was doing. We arrive near the doors that used to be locked away, but for some reason the guards are unconscious on the floor.
Mira!
Helen stands in front of me, but it was too late. I already saw the bodies. The pirates on the floor have ripped clothes and are drenched in blood.
これは
一体何が？
Did someone stab the guard? But who would? I think Frederick. That was his name, right? I can't imagine Giordo and the others in the room could do such a thing. Giordo or Nicole would only knock them out if they had to. Who would do such a thing?
おい、大丈夫か？
アラン様。すみません。ちょっと驚いてしまって。
In all my 16 years of life, in my past and present life, I've never seen anyone stabbed or bleeding like this. Helen grabs my shoulder firmly, trying to calm my nerves.
大丈夫だ。それより俺が中を確認してくる。お前は公爵たちと一緒にいろ。
いやでも。
I don't want Helen to put himself in any danger, so I should be the one to go. But my legs won't move. I fear what happened in that room and for everyone's safety. Well, I mean, she hasn't actually experienced the Doomends herself, she just knows them from playing the game. So she hasn't seen real dead bodies at any point. Without thinking, I grab Alan's shirt and look up at him with desperation. He tries to reassure me.
とにかくだな。俺なら平気だから。
いや、王子様もここで待ってな。こういうの俺らの仕事
だが
別に何も悪いことはしねえよ。無事を確認できたらすぐに伝える。だから王子様は大切な女を守ってな。ここは俺らが確かめてくる。おい、お前ら行くぞ。はっ。
With Silver's command, the pirates swiftly start to move. He's right. I imagine pirates to be more rough and unruly. But the truth is, every single one of Silver's men follow every command and move quickly. Just as the one said, they are very well trained.
それより部屋の中が静かすぎる。無事だといいんだ。
Watch the pirates go over to the room and slowly open the door to check what's inside. Finally, I know what's going on inside. Or so I thought.
なんだこの匂いは。
Just as Silver says that, a foul smell wafts through the air and drifts over to my nose. Oh.
いけない。それは吸い込みすぎると。
Oh, that. The pirate closest to the door chokes and falls over. Silver sees what happens and immediately covers his mouth with its arm and takes a step back.
扉を閉めろ。
The pirate holds his breath and nods at Silver's command. He then quickly goes over and closes the door shut. Silver walks over and stands before Ryle.
今の公爵様には思い当たることがあるみたいじゃねえか。何を知ってるんだ。
それはあれは体内に取り込まれる意識障害を引き起こす薬剤アビムの匂いです。
So basically that room is full of chloroform, and if anyone is in there, they are unconscious.
アビムってライル様が持っていたあれですか？
ええ、おそらく。でも安心してください。先ほどもお話しした通り、副作用は。
副作用がないとしても問題だろ。おい、中はどうなってた？
俺が見た限りじゃ中で倒れていたみたいだが。
There are people in there?
早く助けに行かなきゃ。
待て、部屋に入ったらお前も気を失うだろ。匂いはどれくらいで消えるんだ？
すみません。私はそこまでは。
Yeah, it really depends on how much it's in there. Like, did someone just lob the entire thing in there like a grenade? In which case it's going to be very, very dense.
でも確かその気体は上の方へ溜まるようで、充満している場所であれば身を低くすればそれ以上はほとんど吸い込みはしないとは聞いたことが。
Ah, lighter than air, huh?
わかった。ならやるしかねえな。おいお前ら、身を低くして中に入って王子様らを救助してこい。
はい。
Following Silver's orders, the henchmen cover their mouths with the cloth they had wrapped around their waists and head over to the room.
王子様らも吸い込まないよう下がってな。
With their mouths now covered, the pirates get down low and begin to enter the room. After a short while, the pirates carry out Giordo and the others, unconscious. Okay, so Giordo and Nicole. Mary and Sophia. Is Maria here, or has Set kidnapped her again? Yep, Maria's been kidnapped again. They all lay in the hallway motionless. Seeing them like this makes me feel lightheaded. Are you sure that's not the chloroform?
安心しろ。全員生きてる。気を失っているだけだ。
そう みたいだな。呼吸も安定している。
よかった、無事で。
中で気絶していたのはこれで以上です。他にはいません。
That's all? Before me were Giordo, Nicole, Mary, and Sophia. Only 4 people. Keith should be in the infirmary.
マリアがいないわ。マリアは。
狙いは光の魔力保持者か。
狙いって、一体誰のだ？
さあな、知らねえけど爆破した奴らだろ。
Wait, wouldn't that be the person who was cooperating with Ryle?
おいてめえら、とにかくここで倒れてる王子様らを早く医務室へ運べ。俺は光の魔力保持者を探してくる。
私も行くわ。
バグ、足手まといだ。
I'm so worried about Maria that I can't just stand still and let Silver handle everything.
安心しろ、そう簡単には逃がしはしねえよ。光の魔力保持者は必ず取り戻す。
I'm worried about Maria, but what Silver is saying makes sense. There's nothing I can do. He's right. She should be okay, right? I have a feeling Silver will get her back. More than anything, due to this ordeal, we're all starting to work together. I think if it's Silver, we'll be alright.
わかった。マリアを必ず助けてね。
おう、安心しろ。こう見えて俺は自分が言い出したことは守る。
Silver grins and puts his hand on my head. He then looks towards Alan.
おい、アラン王子。こいつらをきちんと束ねといてくれよ。
ああ。
じゃあてめえら、行くぞ。
イエスサー。
よく統率が取れてるな。
Alan mutters under his breath as Silver takes the pirates with him. I know. Despite being pirates, they're rather kind and very organized. I'm sure they'll find Maria. Please be safe. I pray over and over again next to Giordo and the other unconscious people as Silver and his men run off. I thought the pirates were supposed to be
俺たちはひとまず医務室に行くぞ。
helping us get them to the infirmary.
運ばないといけないからな。
ああ、それなら俺らがやる。あんたたちはついてきてくれ。
No, we have been left with some pirates. I don't know when they brought it, but the pirates swiftly put people on the stretcher and start to carry them away. Everyone's unconscious, but I'm glad to see Giordo, Nicole, Mary, and Sophia all safe. If Ryle's right, then so long as the infirmary takes care of them, they should be fine. Keith should be in the infirmary too. I'm happy that I can unite with them, but we're still missing Maria, my precious friend. Maria. I gaze in the direction that Silver and his men have gone in. And suddenly, Ryle gasps as if he's just realized something.
そうだ。このアビムの症状緩和薬があったはずです。
You remember this now?
本当ですか？
ええ、今取ってきます。アラン様たちは先に医務室へ行ってください。
いや、一人じゃ危ない。俺も行く。
いえ、大丈夫ですよ。アラン様が安全な場所にいらしてくれた方が私もありがたいので。ほら皆様、もう運ばれてしまいましたし、早く追ってください。
And I think it's just a regular infirmary. I mean, they're just unconscious from chloroform. I don't think you need magic for it, right? I look around and everyone is already being cared for. Rael is right. It may be better that we rush after them.
ではまた後ほど。
待て公爵、どうしてこんなに薬剤に詳しいんだ？
え？
俺はアビムなんて薬品今回初めて聞いた。少なくともソルシエには出回っていない。
それは仕事上付き合いがある他国の人間とのつてから入手をしたのでご存知ないかと。珍しい薬ですし。
じゃあどうして公爵が持っていたのとジオルドたちが嗅がされたのが同じ薬品だったんだ。
Yeah, if it's so rare. Huh? He's right.
マリアを連れて行ったのは公爵が話していた協力者なんだろう。一体それは誰なんだ？
それは。
Helen presses for answers, but Rael falls silent. Suddenly, Liliana jumps in front of Rael. Eh? I don't know what's happening.
No.
What's going on? Why? I have no idea how we ended up in this predicament. My brain isn't keeping up. All I know is now there's a knife plunged deep into Liliana's shoulder.
Diana!
Liliana's body stumbles and falls to the floor. Rael tries to support her limp body.
Diana! Diana!
このナイフはあなたなんですか？フレデリック卿。な。
Lord Frederick? I didn't expect to hear that name, and when I turn around, there stands Frederick. What is he doing here? Creed's Navy Rear Admiral. Based on the discussion in my strategy meeting, he's a secret character candidate.
まったく一撃で終わらせる予定だったというのに、これだから女は嫌いだ。いつも余計なことをしてくれる。
He tried to kill Rael!
貴様、よくもリリアナを。
勘違いしないでもらいたい。そこの女が勝手に前に出てきたのが悪い。
つまり公爵を殺そうとしたというわけか。
He's right! That would be the case.
公爵を狙ったのは口止めのためということだな。
Well, I think that just proves who the collaborator is, then. I mean, there's only one reason that Frederick would try and silence Rael on the subject. Helen holds back his anger towards Frederick, who remains unfazed.
どうやら残念なことに、この場の全員、アラン殿下以外は息の根を止めておく必要があるようだ。
カタリナ、二人を連れて医務室へ行ってくれ。
そんなアラン様を置いていくわけには。
そうだ、誰一人逃がしはしない。
Frederick stands in front of us, blocking the way to the infirmary. Helen takes his sword out to protect us.
フレデリック卿、何をしているか分かっているのか。
ああ、もちろんだ。だが死人に口なしとはよく言う。
俺も殺すつもりか。
安心していい。殿下は王族の強い魔力をお持ちだ。
できる限り生け捕りにする努力をしよう。だが無理なら別に構うものか。一番欲しかった光の魔力欲し者は手に入った。女というところだけは気に入らないが、それでも最も価値が高いからな。
Okay, I guess the collaborator might just have been Frederick, huh?
そうだ、マリアはどこに連れて行ったの？
女の声は本当にうるさいな。お前たちが知る必要はない。金が目的なのか。情報を引き出そうとしても無駄だ。
Frederick swiftly throws a knife towards Alan and me, and Alan deflects his attack with his sword.
とにかく知られた以上逃がしはしないぞ。価値のない奴らには死んでもらう。
Alan takes a step back in response to Frederick's intense attack. Beads of sweat are pouring down his face. Frederick sends another knife towards us, and then unsheaths the sword hanging on his waist. He relentlessly swings his sword at us, not giving Alan a chance to counter. Frederick, who now looks annoyed that Alan isn't relenting, continues his barrage of attacks, slowly pushing Alan back. Alan's opponent is a fully trained soldier. Even with his skills, there's no way he can beat someone who has actual combat experience. What do we do? At this rate, Alan were to get hurt. I remember the guards on the floor and feel my body go numb. As the pirates are, and Liliana is. Seeing all the blood staining the floor makes me quiver. Frederick is the type of man to do this. If something were to happen to Alan, I need to prevent that at all costs. Is there anything I can do? Throw something at him, Katerina! I quickly take a look around the area and see Ryle doing his best to treat Liliana's injury. And that's when I see it. The little bottle in Ryle's pocket.
ライル様、小瓶の中身はまだ残っていますか？あれば貸してほしいんですが。
ええ、まだ残っていますが。どうぞこちら。でもどうやって？
Well, it's time to chloroform Lord Frederick.
ありがとうございます。
I grab the bottle of atomizer from Ryle and carefully spray some on the handkerchief I still have. And all I have to do is get this and the snake toy I have in my pocket. If I tie the handkerchief to it, the weapon is complete. I'm going to throw this at Frederick. If all goes well, he may faint.
ライル様、どうかリリアナ様を連れて先に医務室へ行ってください。
ですが、カタリナ様は。
私はアラン様の火星に行きます。
That was the idea, but... The battle raging on is so intense I don't have a chance to step in. If I mess it up and accidentally hit Alan with this, I'm going to get the bad end, aren't I? I must avoid that at all cost. At this rate... blindly throw it. Create a diversion... might be better? Blindly throwing it feels dangerous. But also a diversion could also be dangerous if it distracts Alan and not Frederick. But blindly throwing it is just really dangerous. Diversion. Yep. I'm going to have to divert their attention with a sound. I take the vase from the hallway and I throw it. Helen is surprised by my sudden distraction. Frederick uses it as an opportunity to attack. I failed! Helen's clothes get torn lightly, and I break into a cold sweat. Luckily, he doesn't seem hurt. And he looks pretty annoyed now. Oh, that's right! Frederick hates women! Then, if I taunt him, he may shift his attention toward me. I take a step forward.
余計なことって何かしら？あなたのしていることの方がよっぽど余計だわ。
何？
Good. There's a little distance between them. I should use this opportunity. The snake toy hits Frederick in the face and he staggers backward. Helen uses this moment to attack. However, Frederick immediately adjusts himself and deflects it. This isn't enough! Hoping that it's enough to knock him out, but he's still standing. But I still have the atomizer in my pocket. Still some hope. I have no choice but to use Frederick's weakness against him. Women. I put my hand in my pocket and begin to taunt Frederick using my villainess voice.
あら、当たってしまいました。
Oh yeah, because if you taunt him and then throw something else at him, he'll try and parry it. Which means he may break the glass with the atomizer and take that chloroform straight to the face. Right?
軍人なのにちょっとどころでなく、とっても愚鈍なのではなくて、呆れてしまうわ。
いや、お前、一体何を？なんだと？
Oh, this is working really well, villainess Katerina Kleiss.
怒るってことは図星でしたのね。実は大した実力がないんじゃなくって。
Yeah, and if he doesn't parry it, then it will... Even if it doesn't smash on his face, taking a glass bottle to the face is gonna hurt. Right? And we've already proven we can hit him in the face.
お前、何してる？
これだから女はかしましい野蛮最悪だ。貴様を見てると思い出す。いつも俺を見下してた姉たちよな。
Ah, that's where your dislike of women comes from, huh? Frederick is furious. He repositions his sword toward me, his new target. Its taunting is working. Oh, I guess the other option is get him to come over here and spray it. It's just spray it in his face, I suppose.
そのうるさいさえずり、不愉快極まりない。カタリナ！
Frederick runs towards me, swinging his sword. The distance between us closes quickly. I wait until the last second and... Now! I wait for him to be right in front of me. I hold my breath and spray the atomizer at his face. Yep, we're going for point-blank spray. Before he can attack me with his sword, Frederick falls to the ground. Did I do it? Make sure to take a few steps back so I don't inhale the atomizer. And let out a sigh of relief. Frederick's body is laying on the floor. He isn't getting up anytime soon. But this was a success.
Katarina!
Helen grabs my shoulders tightly. He looks really worried.
なんてことをするんだ、お前は！
ですが作戦は成功。
突っ走るなって前に言っただろ。
He's worried about you, Katerina.
お前、なんであんなことをしたんだ？
え、あんなこと？
噛みついたことだ。相手は銃を持っていたんだぞ。下手に抵抗して撃たれたらどうするつもりだったんだ。
いやー、すみません。とっさに。
とっさにやっていいことと悪いことがあるだろう。お前はどうして済むぞ。どうしていつもそう突っ走るんだ。
いや、
本当に生きたまま落ちがしなかったんだぞ。
Right? She did actually think this one through. There was actually planning involved. Unlike biting Silver. That's right. Back then I remember Alan got really mad at me.
お前は本当に銃を持ってる相手に噛みつくわ。切りかかってきた相手を真正面から迎え撃つわ。こっちの心臓がいくつあっても足りないだろう。
すみません、アラン様。アラン様が怪我するかもと思ったらいても立ってもいられなくて。それにほら、終わりよければ全てよしって言うじゃないですか。
Yeah, all's well that ends well, right?
お前な。
Alan has a look of exasperation, a wry smile on his face.
確かに無事でよかったけどな。本当に肝が冷えたんだぞ。
すみません。
直感型のお前には言っても聞かないかもしれないが、それでも本当にもう無茶はやめてくれ。
Alan says softly as he gently caresses my cheek. He's looking at me as if he's looking at something dear. I feel my heart pound. I never had Alan look at me this way. It's different than how he'd look at a friend or even a childhood friend. But I don't want to believe it and shake my head. He must look like this because it truly was dangerous for me, right? I mean, I was on the verge of being slashed. Tomizer's immediate effect was what saved me. Regardless, it's all over now. We really have to go check in on the infirmary.
リリアナ様は怪我は大丈夫ですか？
そうだ。ベルダー公爵、夫人の様子は？
We rush over to Liliana, but just then, I feel the air behind us waver. Yeah, can we tie up the dude with the sword before we do anything else?
お二人とも後ろです。
No follow through on this plan. No follow through.
カタリナ、捨てろ。
Helen pushes me away and I fall flat on my face. I turn around to see what happened and that's when I feel something wet on my cheek. I touch my cheek and realize that it's blood. And it belongs to Alan. Alan intercepted Frederick's sword with his bare hands. Ooh, ouch. Ouch. Very cool, but ouch.
カタリナ、怪我はないか？
私は平気です。それよりアラン様が。
邪魔をするな。あいつらを見返さないと。
Seriously, why did none of you think to tie up the guy with a sword or at least take his sword off him? Yeah, it's also a really bad place. healing wise as well, because there's so much movement that happens in your palm, which is why you know when people in stories need blood for something and they cut their palm open, it's like, why would you do that? That's a terrible place to do that. Frederick glares at Alan with bloodshot eyes. It seems that the atomizer's effect is still working on him as he struggles to stay up. He grips his sword tighter.
そんな女をかばうなんて正気か。大体この世に存在する女なんて全て何の価値もないだろうに。
価値がない。
Huh? Hearing Frederick's words, Alan's tone changes. He glares at Frederick. Alan looks enraged.
冗談じゃない。とってカタリナくらいほど大事な女はいない。
Well, he said that out loud.
こいつを傷つけようとする人間は誰であろうと許さない。
Alan holds the sword with one hand and tries to use magic with the other.
ダメです、アラン様。王族が魔法は。
International issues. Alan's safety is more important. Such things run through my mind when...
やっぱり大事な女だっていう俺の勘は当たってたじゃねえか、王子様。
I suddenly hear Silver's voice and see him appear behind Frederick, grabbing him. Frederick's sword falls to the floor and his eyes roll back. Silver grips Frederick's arm harder before dropping him to the floor and flashing us a big grin.
よう、間一髪だったみてえ。
どうしてここにマリアを助けに行ったんじゃなかったのか。
Speaking of Mario, we kind of need her here to heal Alan's hand. Because if it's healed magically, we don't. There's not so much of a problem, right?
そっちの用事が終わったからこうして駆けつけたんだ。こいつの姿が見えなかったのが気になったしな。ま、案の定ってところか。
じゃあマリアはカタリナ様。
Hooray! Maria, please heal Alan!
マリア、よかった、無事だったのね。
As soon as I see Maria running towards me, I almost feel relief. But then I remember the injured.
そうだマリア、大変なの、アラン様とリリアナ様が。
Oh yeah, Liliana as well, because she got stabbed.
私は平気ですわ。
リリアナ、起きてはダメだ。傷が深い。じっとしていてくれ。
Liliana says right before fainting. The colour drains from Ryle's face.
リリアナ。
マリア、俺の怪我は大したことないから後でいい。それより先にベルダ公爵夫人の彼女の方の治療を頼む。
わかりました。
I'm sure Maria must be tired. So much has happened to her too. Despite being pale, she nods. She immediately stands in front of Liliana and uses her light magic to heal her wounds. Off to the side, Silver strips Frederick of all his weapons and ties him up with a rope. Hey, at least someone's being smart. Good job, Silver. The thing that should have been done earlier.
ま、ひとまずこんなもんか。おい、こいつを今度こそ部屋に閉じ込めて見張っておけよ。
イエスサー。
pirate henchman takes the tied-up Frederick and carries him away. No, we won't be killed by Frederick. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm sure we're fine now. I feel myself relax, then shoot up as I realize something.
アラン様、怪我は大丈夫ですか？
ああ、まあ、かすり傷みたいなもんだ。
Oh, it is definitely not just a scratch. You caught a sword with your hand, Alan. Alan tries to hide his injured hand. I saw the blood dripping from between his fingers, and Blanche...
いや、ざっくり切れてるじゃないですか。ごめんなさい、アラン様。私をかばってこんな。
We should probably stop the bleeding while we wait for Harriet to treat him.
とにかくそこに座ってください。すぐに手当てをするので。
I hastily search my pockets, but I can't find a handkerchief. Yes, because you propelled it full of chloroform tied to a toy snake. It's down the corridor. Oh no, I used it earlier. Well, at a time like this is my only choice. I rip my skirt and Alan's eyes grow wide.
お前、何を？
いいから手を出してください。一時しのぎになっちゃいますが、手当てはしますから。
いや、でもお前、淑女がそんな。
Alan leans back, but I grab his wrist. I just want to stop the bleeding and wrap the ripped cloth around his hand.
すみません、アラン様。あの時、私がもう少し気をつけていれば、こんな怪我をしなくて済んだのに。
It's my fault that I let my guard down after rendering Frederick unconscious with the atomizer. I should have done what Silver did and maybe tied him up. As I treat him, I feel even more guilty. Alan's hand is a hand that plays beautiful music. I recall Alan playing the piano and feel a sting in my heart.
これで楽器をうまく弾けなくなってしまったらごめんなさい。あんなに努力して音楽の申し子って呼ばれるようになったのに。
I've known him since childhood. I've seen how much effort Alan puts into it. He worked hard to expand his talents, and I know how much Alan loves music. If it were to be taken from him...
これで、俺の気持ちも少し分かったか？お前の無茶を俺が怒っただろ？こういうことだ。
First, I didn't understand and gave him a blank look, but eventually I did. Oh, I see. When I bit Silver and when I taunted Frederick, the reason why Alan got so mad was... Now I get it. If I was reckless and got hurt, then he would feel the way I do now. If your friend got hurt because of you, of course you'd blame yourself. I realize I never considered Alan's feelings at all, and I feel even worse.
すみません、アラン様。私、全然分かっていなかったみたいで。
分かったならいい。
Alan's voice is so kind that I look up, and there he is, smiling at me. It's a different kind of smile than usual. I feel like I've never seen an expression like that and feel mesmerized. But then, Alan immediately snaps out of it and turns away. I realize I feel disappointed to see his expression change so fast. I wanted to see that side of him a little more. Huh? Since when do I think like this? have so much going through my head that I accidentally touch Alan's wound.
すみません、アラン様。痛かったですよね。
お前までそんな顔するなよ。
だって。
I really am upset to see Alan hurt. I hope Maria's light magic will be able to fix him without any scars.
お前はまたそんな顔して。
I hear a sigh from above me. Then with his uninjured hand he roughly messes up my hair.
楽器が弾けなくなるんじゃって心配してるけどな。あそこでお前をかばわなかったらそっちの方が後悔するに決まってるだろ。
でもアラン様は音楽の申し子ですし、何より王族ですよ。
In comparison, I'm just a villainess with lame magical powers. It's obvious that Alan should be the one protected from injuries.
バカ、お前の方が大切に決まってるだろ。
ど
どうしてってそれは言っただろ。
すみません、アラン様。聞こえなかったんですが。
お前は。
You're going to have to say it really plain and clear, Alan, otherwise it is not getting through that skull.
お前が大事な女だからってさっきそう言っただろ。
Huh? Alan shouts and it suddenly gets quiet. Alan gasps, putting his hand over his mouth and turns red. That was... I was just thinking that I'd rather be hurt than see Alan hurt. Then for him to say I'm important to him...
それって幼なじみだからっていう。
Yeah, you need to be a bit clearer, Alan.
いや、どう聞いても恋愛的な意味だ。女としてこの王子様に愛されてるんだよ。
Silver! Why would you say that? Come on, I wanted to watch Alan struggle over convincing her for a bit longer. I gasp and look up to see both Silver and Maria standing there looking embarrassed.
ごめんなさい。お邪魔するつもりはなかったのですが。
いいところ邪魔して悪いな。けど、光の魔力保持者が王子様の治療に取り掛かれる状態になったみてえだ。とりあえず今はその話を置いといて、その手も早く治してもらった方がいいんじゃねえか。
そうですね。アラン様、すぐ見てもらってください。
そうだな。頼んだ。
はい、お任せください。
Maria says in her usual calm voice and starts to treat Alan as he awkwardly looks away. Maria uses her light magic to heal Alan's wounds. Ryle slowly approaches me.
カタリナ様、申し訳ないのですが、私はリリアナを医務室へ運んでいきます。怪我は治していただきましたが、気を失ったままですので。
はい、わかりました。
では、先に失礼いたします。
Ryle gently picks up the unconscious Liliana. His gaze is that of someone looking at the woman he loves. And it looks similar to how Alan looked at me earlier. I remember, and for some reason my heart jumps. Huh? see Ryle walking off to the infirmary. I put my hand on my heart and tilt my head. Alan and Ryle had the same look, and Ryle was looking at his beloved wife. Then what Alan said earlier, he meant it? Alan said I was important, and Silver said that he meant it romantically, but if Alan does see me that way, but Alan? He's an insensitive prince, always honest. I thought he was far from knowing romance. But if what Silver said is true, my heart jumps again. Why am I so restless?
No.
I look over to Alan and his face is red, looking the other way. His expression is affirming Silver's words. I feel my cheeks gradually heat up. Oh, what do I do? Confused and can't really read my own feelings. I just want Alan's injuries to heal without scarring. Such thoughts go through my mind as I sit there. Oop, Alan mode.
やらかした。
As Maria heals me, I just let the words I spoke earlier circle my head. I can't look at either Maria, who was treating me, or towards Katerina. I just close my lips tight to not let it show on my face that I was sweating inside.
誰もいなければ、さっきの言葉にもカタリナは気づかなかったと思うんだがな。
Yeah, you're right, Alan. If no one was there to go, yeah, Katerina, I think he means it like that. Then she would not have noticed. She was even about to say, as childhood friends. But Silver said it. He said romantic feelings. Katerina blushed in response. I can see in the corner of my eye she's still flustered. Surely Katerina has also noticed my feelings.
こんな風に自分の気持ちが伝わることなんてあるか?
My head must not have been in the right place with the injuries and everything. One wrong move and Katerina could have been stabbed by Frederick. I was so relieved I protected her from it, I just let it slip.
ジオルドに聞かれなかったのは幸いだったが。
The only person who heard among our friend group was Maria. I look over at her and she is smiling while looking slightly troubled. Maria's gaze looks like she's being respectful, and it makes me feel awkward.
とにかく治療が終わったら気にしない素振りをしないと。
We were able to defeat Frederick, but the whole pirate debacle isn't over. I'm of the royal family. Even though I may not have handled it as even though I may not have it as handled as Giordo, I have to keep it together. It's my job to protect my civilians.
そのシーンに無事戻れるようになるまで気を緩めたらダメだ。
I tell myself that, and I tighten my resolve. Back to Katerina. A few minutes later,
完全に治ったな。
with the treatment done, Alan opens and closes his hand as if to check it.
大丈夫そうですか？
ああ、何の問題もなさそうだ。ピアノを弾くのにも支障はないと思う。さすがだな。助かった。
Maria's healing is great. glad. I feel a sense of relief knowing that he's healed up.
じゃあ俺たちも医務室に行くか。ジオルトたちがどうしているか心配だしな。
ああ、それなら安心しな。王子様たちは全員目を覚ましたって話だ。
本
おう、気になるならすぐ行ってこい。
当？じゃあみんなで行きましょう。アラン様も念のため医務室で休んだ方がいいかもしれませんし。
そこまでじゃない。
いや、でもいくら治療してもらったと言ってもアラン様はたくさん戦ってお疲れでしょうし、血も流したから。
I'm so worried about Alan that I say this and that. Maria suddenly laughs.
なんだかいつもとは逆ですね。
確かにそうだな。
え？逆ってどういう意味？
Yeah, Keith really missed all the fun, didn't he?
いつもは皆さんがカタリナ様を心配してますから。
まあそんなカタリナには今回いい薬になったみたいだし、これも怪我の巧妙ってやつだな。
Come to think of it, I know how the others always fuss over when whether I've eaten from the floor or fallen out of a tree. Whenever we go to a party, everyone always worries whether I'll mess up in any way. And during this whole pirate debacle, I've made Alan worry countless times. Sorry, many times for him. Keith is going to be really mad because Katerina tore her skirt. Yeah, maybe. I guess I should feel some remorse. Hey, wait a minute! We're all hanging out, but weren't we in the middle of being caught by pirates? Just as I'm worrying about them. Sorry, just as I'm wondering about them.
なんだ。
Suddenly we hear the sound of a bell and the mellow air vanishes in an instant.
一体何が起きたんでしょう？
I'm anxiously looking around when I see a pirate rushing out.
船長、クイード王国の船が接近中です。旗を見る限りあれは王国騎士団のものかと。
王国騎士団だと。
Ah, the people who came to get us off the island. Oh, maybe it's thanks to the magic device that Alan used in Set's room. Would it be though? Because didn't that contact Sorcia? Does Sorcia have an ability to talk to Queen over that distance that fast?
あと少しでアジトに作って時に見つかっちまったか。霧の中だってのに運がねえな。どこぞのバカな暴走のおかげでビンクルム号の損傷も結構なものだし、これでクイードの船を巻くのは骨が折れるか。残念だけどここで撤収だな。おいてめえら、この船を放棄するぞ。
え、お頭いいんですか？
バカ、捕まりてえのか？相手にしたら厄介な奴らだろうが。とっとと撤収するぞ。急げ。
はい。
Pirates run off. Alan, Maria and I are left behind and we just stand there with our mouths open watching the pirates retreat.
つまり助かったってことでしょうか？
みたいだな。
We stand there dumbfounded. Suddenly we hear a bunch of footsteps.
姉さん、
There's Keith!
キース、それにみんなも。
よかった、カタリナ。無事だったんですね。
カタリナ様。
3人とも無事でよかった。
ああ、 そっちもな。無事意識を取り戻したのか。
少し頭が痛いですが、それ以外は特に問題はありません。
As soon as I see everyone is safe, I feel a surge of fatigue. A sudden pirate attack, Ryle's plot, Frederick being the conspirator, and Maria being abducted. So much happened, but it's all finally over. We look at one another and all smile. Ooh, Frederick mode. The pirates tie me up and throw me on the floor. I clench my teeth and glare at them.
くそ、あの海賊ども、よくも計画を邪魔したな。
I can't forgive them. I'm going to show them up if that's the last thing I do. I won't anything go my way. I made a promise with. I close my eyes and I picture a scene unfolding before me. Memories of my childhood. Pieces of my family that I despise. I do not recall ever having a moment where I felt my mother's love. Wait a second. These buildings feel very familiar. Where have I seen a sight like this before? As always, fantasy towns are always in Bavaria.
お前は本当にグズだね。取り柄がないのだから掃除くらいまともにやらないでどうするの？あんたには這いつくばっているのがお似合いよ。ああ、やだ。こんな卑しい顔の男が私の弟なんて。
Is Frederick Cinderella? Seems that way.
私たちの家に入ってこないでくれます？あなたなんか犬小屋で寝起きすればいいんだわ。
くそ、うるさい。かしましい。どうして女はこんなに鬱陶しい生き物なんだ。
I endured the constant verbal abuse from my mother and sisters every day. My mother and sister, who I do not share blood with. Ever since my mother's passing and my father remarrying, there was no longer a place for me at home. I couldn't even consult my father, who was the only family I had left. Nothing changed.
いや、まあ、そうだね。でもほら、あれもいいところはあるから。
My father was weak. He always gave low-effort answers and avoided me. Those women always knew how to suck up to him.
父様、私、新しいコートが欲しいですわ。ねえ、いいでしょ？お前ったら、本当にお父様が好きですこと？
まあいいじゃないか。コートだね。次出かけた時に一緒に見ようか。
まあ、父様大好き。
なんだこの声は。猫をかぶりやがって。気持ち悪い。くそ。これだから女は信用できない。
I just double-checked looking on the internet, and yeah, that castle up the top there is Neuschwanstein. More or less, anyway. I knew it was familiar. My stepmother seduced my father. Ever since then, he forgot all about my mother. He no longer even called me by my name. Even then I still had a place there, because I'm his only male son. As an heir to the Erson name, I lived a life where great food and quality living was guaranteed. However, when I was 13, my stepmother had my little brother. My value as the only living heir to the family name was gone. I was tossed aside by my stepmother and sisters. I wanted to solidify my social status and climb the ranks, and to get back at my family who kicked me out. I even have a plan, and it's all thanks to one person, the sole individual who accepts me for who I am. They promised me. If I offer up a sorcerer who wields magical powers, I would in turn be given unwavering social status, an honorable title. I want to meet their expectation. I want to show my family. If the son they drove out of the family became a noble, the women would be jealous. There's something I should be able to do. Even if I'm tied by a rope, no matter how exhausted I am, not all hope is lost. Or so I thought. I hear from beyond the door and my jaw drops. If my plot becomes public to them, my head isn't going to be the only thing I'm going to lose. If I attempt to run off with the girl with light magic, I'd definitely get caught. There's no way I'd make it. I hang my head low. I no longer have the strength left to stand. And back to Katarina. A few hours later, the Royal Knights rescue us on their ship. We make a stop at a nearby island. The vinculum is a lot more damaged than anticipated due to the explosion. They're afraid the ship won't make it back to Sorcia. All that's left to do is wait for the Sorcia ship to swing along and pick us up. We decide to wait at the nearby mansion. I'm amazed at how large this mansion is. It's clearly a noble's private island if it's like that, right?
こちらはバイス海賊団の拠点でしたが、皆様の上陸前に制圧した屋敷となります。
Or it was the pirates' hideout.
ってことはシルバたちを捕まえたんですか？
いえ、残念ながら海賊のほとんどは船で逃げた後でして、捕らえられたのは屋敷にいたわずかな海賊たちだけです。
But the question really is, why is the pirate HQ a mansion?
なるほど。クイード海軍が苦労しているだけあって、本当に逃げ足の速い海賊だったようですね。
ここはブラン海域にある島でした。霧の中で追うのは確かに骨が折れるかもしれない。
I see. So this is the blank sea. But their hideout was seized, huh? They changed their hunting ground. They not only failed at the attack, but their hideout was taken too. That must be a big loss for them. I'm starting to feel bad for the pirates. Keith looks at me and lets out an exasperated sigh. There's definitely more countries than just Sorcia and Queensdrag. I'm pretty sure they got mentioned earlier. Or at least the fact that there were other countries got mentioned.
いや姉さん、海賊相手に同情する必要はないからね。
いや、そうかもしれないけど。
They did a lot, but for some reason I can't get myself to hate them. They did save Maria. Looking back, I feel like the possibility of Silva being the secret character is the highest. Frederick is the culprit who abducted Maria. He probably isn't a secret character, but the villain in the Fandisk. I also thought Roji might be another secret character, but I didn't have much contact with Roji either. Even when we reunited.
みんな無事で本当に良かったよ。じゃあ俺は船の修理があるからまたね、カタリナ。
Our goodbye was casual. Reggie called out to me and he didn't even look at Maria. But Silva saved Maria, right? And I guess Silva could be the secret carrot. Oh! I wonder if Silva saving Maria is a romance event on the Fandisk. And maybe we're in the middle of Silva's unrequited love end route. Also, so much has happened. I had half forgotten I'm in the Fandisk story. There are no more pirates. The Royal Knights saved us. I feel like there's nothing that indicates Katarina's doom end. Either the ending for the Fandisk has been safely determined, or this being a Fandisk could have been a misunderstanding. Or else Katarina Kleiss, the villainess, would never have Alan say such things to her. I look up and see Alan staring at me. We make eye contact. Alan immediately looks away awkwardly. That in turn makes me feel awkward. To make such a face, that means he really meant it in that way, right? I assume he meant he thinks I'm important to him in a friend kind of way. However, his attitude just makes it hard for me to think like that.
カタリナ、何かあったのですか？
いえいえ、何でもないです。
I shake my head and keep my distance from Alan, who is now standing around Maria and Mary. Giordo is still watching me, so I don't think he believes anything I just said. And from then on, we were questioned by knights non-stop with no breaks. A few hours later, we decide to head to the cafeteria for dinner. For dinner, they set up a wide array of Queed cuisine. This seems rather extravagant. The amount of food makes it feel more like a banquet. I'm happy, but it's so extravagant I can't believe it.
これ誰が作ったんだろう。
ヴィンクルム号で同じく捕らえられていた料理人たちが料理を作ってくれたみたいだよ。
そうなの？
うん。さっきの事情聴取を受けている時にたまたま料理人が話しているのを聞いたんだけど、海賊に捕らえられていた間、料理人たちも海賊たちに見張られて僕たちの料理を作っていたみたいだね。せっかくパーティーのためにメニューを考えたのにパーティーは2日で終わっちゃったから残念に思っていたみたいで。
それでこの料理なのか。
So this is still food from the vinculum? How much food did they have there?
ってことみたいだね。
いやー、ありがたいですね。クイードのパーティー料理、まだまだ食べ足りないと思っていたんですよ。
Eating Queed cuisine was definitely something I'd been looking forward to. Now that I have the chance, it's truly exciting.
いただきます。
I dive right into the food, and the meat is absolutely delicious. I'm in awe. delicious! I wonder what this tastes like. I eat the Creed dishes, place it on big plates one after another. I've been running away from pirates lately, and I haven't eaten properly in a while. It's my first real meal in a long time. This is good, and this also good.
ちょっと姉さん、あんまり食べ過ぎるとまたお腹を壊すよ。
平気よ。それより珍しいクイード料理を食べそびれる方が悔いになるわ。
また後で苦しんでも知らないよ。
ほら、それよりみんなも食べて。このお肉とかすっごく美味しいから。
I notice no one else is eating and urge them all to do so. Everyone gives me an amused smile and slowly begins to eat.
確かにクイード料理の味付けはなかなか変わっていて美味しいですね。
そうだな。明日迎えに来るのはソルシエの船だというし、これが食べ納めかもしれないな。
ん？明日？もう迎えが来るんですか？
ああ、ちょうど近くを航海中だったソルシエの船があるらしくて、この島に誘導できたと先ほど聞いた。明日にはクイードの貴族たちは国王直属騎士団の船でクイードへ。俺たちはその船でソルシエへ帰れるそうだ。
I'm so glad! I thought it would be a long time before we were picked up. So this really is our last chance to eat Queen dishes. Then I should truly pig out. That way, there are no regrets. Oh, this fish dish is delicious! I want someone to share this moment with me. I look around to share my opinion on the dishes, and I catch a glimpse of someone who isn't touching any of the food.
アラン様、食べないんですか？この魚料理、すっごく美味しいですよ。
いや。
He blushes, and then I remember. Oops, I forgot things were awkward with him. The food is so distracting that I forgot. But seeing his face bright red once again, I remember all the things he said to me. What do I do? I feel awkward. My eyes don't know where to look, so I look at Keith, who's sitting nearby.
キースはどう？これ食べない？すっごく美味しいんだけど。
ああ、うん。ちょうど今同じの食べてるけど。
Oh, that's right. Things are so messed up. I just want to hide and focus on eating.
カタリナ、すごい勢いで食べていますが、本当に大丈夫ですか？
そんな勢いで食べていると、また食べ過ぎて気持ち悪くなるよ。
大丈夫だから。
Katarina is eating her feelings. Everyone falls silent, looking like they want to say something. The silence is heavy, I can't stand it. All I can do is focus on eating my food. While we were all eating together, I'm trying desperately to avoid Mary and Giordo's gaze. It's because I've been acting weird. They are absolutely suspicious of me.
いや、まさかカタリナが話しかけてくるとは思わないだろう。
Katarina forgets things easily. I bet anything she was too busy thinking about her food that she forgot about me. But she remembers now because of my reaction.
こんな時ばかりはジオルドを見習いたくなるな。
Giordo is good at keeping a straight face. No matter what happens, he can always wear a smile. I'm jealous of him.
とにかくさっさと食事を済ませて事情聴取の続きだとか理由をつけてここから出ていくか。
I'm sure my twin brother would see through my lie, but I have no choice. I just want to get out of here. I try to look at the door, but I accidentally lock eyes with Katerina instead. Our eyes meet. Katerina looks somewhat troubled and embarrassed as she looks at me. That look alone is enough for my head to feel light. I quickly turn my head away.
その顔は反則だろ。
Katerina blushes while looking at me. How can a man stay level-headed when the woman he likes is staring at him like that?
まずい。早くカタリナのいないところへ行かないと。
I'll go mad if I'm in the same space as Katerina any longer.
さっきの事情聴取の時も大変だったしな。
I was with Katerina the past few days. We were even questioned together by the knights. However, every time I recalled our memories together, it became uncomfortable. It was hard to keep my cool.
なんとか一通りは話を終えたが。
My next challenge is how to avoid Giordo and the others. I glance over at them, and all their focus is on me. Their faces are full of suspicion. Of course it's these three. This is supposed to be a cordial event, yes. I somehow feel threatened. I feel like I'm sitting in a bed of needles. But if I give them any hint of my face, they'll corner me later. I try my best to conceal my emotions and eat like normal. After we all finish dining, the knights lead us to our room. Finally, I can catch my breath. The men's and women's rooms are separate, so Alan and the others aren't here. Thank goodness I'm in a different room. If we had the same room, I wouldn't be able to rest peacefully. I could barely talk with Alan in the dining room earlier. We were awkward the entire time. I feel relief that it's only me and the girls now. I sit down on the sofa, and that's when Mary, Sophia, and Maria approach me.
Katarina-sama, お疲れ様です。本当にご無事でよかったですわ。離れていた間、私心配で。
Ah, you want Katerina and Alan to have a secret chat across the balconies. That would be cute, yes.
ソフィア。シルバに連れて行かれてから不安で仕方がなくて、いつ抜け出して探しに行こうかと話し合っていたんです。
Wow, I didn't know.
ここへ来るまでも随分と難しい顔をされていましたが、大丈夫ですか？何かあったんですか？特には何もなかったけど。
Maria, completely aware of what's happening, looks over at me and just smiles. It seems like she plans on keeping quiet about what's happening between Alan and me.
ただまあ、いろいろあったから疲れちゃって。
But I'm sure everyone is even more tired. They inhaled the atomizer and fell unconscious. They were taken away. I recall all that has happened to my friends. Just as Ryle said, there were no side effects from the chemical. So the doctor did say that they should be fine physically, but...
というかマリアは連れ去られた後大丈夫だったの？変なことされてない？
I press for answers. Maria looks confused, but nods her head.
はい、大丈夫です。気絶していたのですが、シルバさんが助けに来てくれましたし、心配してくださってありがとうございます、カタリナ様。
Maria speaks shyly as she talks about Silva. Her expression. I wonder if Maria fell for Silva after he saved her. In an Otome game, if some handsome pirate came to the rescue, there's definitely an event that comes with it. If that is what made Maria fall for him, then this could very well be Silva's unrequited love end. I'm suddenly saddened that I lost the opportunity to support my friend's romance opportunity. But this is an Otome game. There are endings where characters reunite years later for a happy ending. I'm sure there's still hope. At the very least, Silva hasn't been caught by the Knights yet, so there's a chance. I'll be praying for that possibility.
それよりフレデリクがどうしてこんなことしたのかわからないのよね。お金に困っていたのかしら。
それでしたら2日目のパーティーで少々気になるお話を耳にしていましたわ。
And Mary shares the story. Frederick was born into a lower-class noble family. When he was young, his mother passed away. When his father remarried, his stepmother and sisters bullied him his entire life. He was the only male heir until he was 13 years old and his stepbrother was born. After that, he was abandoned.
というのが私が聞いた情報ですわ。ですからもしかしたらそのご実家を見返したいと思っていたのかもしれませんね。そんなことが。
Wow! Mary is knowledgeable.
そういえばフレデリックも見返してやるとか言ってたっけ？
可能性は高そうですわね。真相はわかりませんけれど、アラン様の証言で騎士団に捕らえられたようですし、これから罪が暴かれるのではないでしょうか。
I see. He's been arrested. I didn't know what became of him after he was tied up and taken away by the pirates. I guess he was taken care of. But he tried to abduct Maria, and he collaborated with Ryle. A Creed Admiral and a Sorcier Noble working together to get involved in human trafficking. A truly horrible story. But thanks to the pirates attacking, which is ironic, it all ended before it could happen. I'm so glad. All that's left is for us to spend the night here and return to Sorcia. What a truly long few days this has been. I still feel like I'm in a dream.
絶対アラン様と何かありましたわね。ここ数日はカタリナ様を独り占めしてましたし、後できちんと確かめなくては。それともこのままカタリナ様、もしソルシエに帰るのがお嫌でしたら、私はどこへでもご一緒しますから。
Mary, always willing to elope with Katerina at the slightest moment.
ありがとう。
I wonder what's come over Mary. Oh, maybe she wanted to travel to Queed.
そうですわ。このまま国外逃亡してしまえば結婚しなくて済みますもの。いざという時のために準備はしてありますし、連絡すればすぐ。
Mary starts to go off on a tangent and mutter to herself.
それよりそろそろもう寝ませんか？明日も早いそうですし。
ああ、そうね。疲れたし、もう寝ましょっか。
Although the doctor said they were fine, they had inhaled chemicals. I'm worried about everyone's health. We have to prepare for our trip tomorrow. I think it's best we go to sleep early. We stop talking, prepare for bed, and go to sleep. However, I can't fall asleep. Yep. Unable to fall asleep, we go for a wander and bump into Alan, right? Normally I'd be fast asleep when I lay down, but I just can't. Saucia's ship that happened to be cruising nearby will come get us tomorrow. So we have to sleep early, but I hear everyone snoring as I lay in bed, tossing and turning. So much happened this afternoon, I guess I haven't fully relaxed yet. Besides, every time I close my eyes, I remember the few days I spent with Alan. I feel flustered just thinking about it. The time I spent with Ellen was pretty intimate. And...
お前が大事な女だからってさっきそう言っただろ。
His voice is still ringing in my ears. And Helen acting awkwardly afterward. His face when realizing I was safe. His kind smile and eyes. What do I do? And Silver even added to it. This prince loves you as a woman. I still can't forget Helen's face when Silver said it. Like he was right. And how he blushed during our meal. So, does that mean Ellen has a crush on me? But why? I don't ever recall anything that would make him fall for me. I honestly don't know why. But seeing how Ellen is acting, I know this isn't all in my head either. If I get on our returning ship feeling like this, I know the others will be worried, assuming something happened between us. I don't know what to do anymore. All I know is it can't stay like this. That's right. I need to talk it out with Alan. When we return to Saucia, our second year at the academy will start. We may start it on the wrong foot. Our school life shouldn't be wasted. I want to live my school life how I usually do with my beloved friends. I'm sure Alan does too. How I usually do. I imagine that situation, and now I feel a different set of emotions. I have no idea what it means. Regardless, I don't want to live my life awkwardly with Alan. But how am I going to talk about this with him? I have to figure out my own feelings. But no matter how much I think on it, I can't come up with a solution. There's no point continuing to stress over this. I should get some fresh air, gaze at the stars and think. After tossing and turning for a little bit longer, I finally decided to get out of bed. I change and make sure the others don't wake up as I sneak out of my room. Okay, she's not going wandering in her nightgown. She did get dressed. I change my clothes and go out into the garden. The wind feels nice, but I can't see the night sky at all. Oh, right, we're on the blank sea, huh? We're still on the blank sea, which is why this island is surrounded by fog. I can still see the mansion, because I didn't venture far, but if I go any further, the fog is so thick that I may get lost. Maybe I should give up enjoying the night sky and just return to my room. With that in mind, I turn around to head back. But out of nowhere, I see someone running toward me from the mansion. Oh, Mary noticed! Mary noticed us leave.
Mary, どうしてここに？カタリナ様が部屋を出られる時に気がついて、慌てて追いかけてきたのです。眠れないのですか？まあ、いろいろと考えてたら寝つけなくなっちゃって。
I can't bring myself to open up to Mary, as she is Alan's fiancée. I keep it as vague as possible. Suddenly, Mary grabs my hand.
何か悩まれているんですのね、カタリナ様。ではぜひこれからクイード王国へ行ってみません？クイード王国に？
Yeah, I did want to spend time with Mary. Wait a second. Wait a second. No. Alan's bar is full. It is full. I was just like, did we accidentally onto, not Alan's best ending.
実は私、クイード王国へ行ってみたいって思っていたんです。先ほど騎士団の方に伺ってみたら、2人ぐらいなら連れて行けるそうですわ。海賊騒ぎでせっかくの春休みが満喫できませんでしたし、ぜひ私と一緒に行きませんか？
Well, we do still have spring break. What do you mean, why did she ask them in advance? Of course she did. She's always prepared. 100% prepared to elope with Katerina at any time. Mary's persistence is working on me, and I start to feel pumped up. Besides, if we go sightseeing in the Kingdom of Queed, I won't have to be awkward around Alan. I also want more time to think.
じゃあ行ってみようかしら。わかりましたわ。ではすぐに準備に取り掛かりましょう。
Mary's eyes sparkle with delight. She grabs me by the hand and leads me back to the mansion. The next morning, Mary and I get on a Queedan ship. And eventually, we arrive at the Kingdom of Queed.
さあ、カタリナ様。もう家の手配はしてあるんです。一緒にそこで暮らしましょう。
Yeah, this is actually happening. A home? She means a hotel, maybe?
いざという時のために服に逃亡用の資金を縫い付けておいてよかったですわ。騎士団の中にも協力者を作れましたし。
Oh, when she said she asked, she bribed people.
これでもうカタリナ様は私のものです。メアリー、何か言った？いいえ、何でもありませんわ。さあ、早く参りましょう。
Mary looks truly happy from the bottom of her heart. We take off with my hand in hers. It would have have been more fun if we had Sophia and Maria with us as well, but it seems they could only fit 2 more people on the ship, so I suppose it can't be helped. As I run off with Mary's hand in mine, I figure we can all go together another time. And then, I was so immersed living my spring break in Queed that I totally forgot which day I was supposed to go back to the academy. Yeah, Mary has done this thoroughly. She clearly bribed people to also not tell anyone. In the back of my head, I can hear Keith saying, "That's called an abduction." Well, I wanted an end with one of the girls. What did I do wrong? Alan's vows full and everything. What? Can I just yeah, it looks like we are missing an ending and an epilogue, I guess. So I'm guessing the another end might be here? No? Wait, where does the another end live? Right, can I just jump into this and set... Yeah, I can jump into this and set affection. But I thought it was maxed out. Huh. Well, set affection high. I guess let's just see what happens. I mean, I can't imagine that the too much affection would be bad normally, right? It's like... Yeah, that's the same, right? Right? Wait, what was the button? What was the buttons for going to unread? Ah. Okay. So yeah, there is... I guess we were like shorter points or something? Or maybe you have to unlock the Mary end first? Oh yeah, maybe it's the fact that we don't have anything for anyone else now. Maybe we needed to not have anything for anyone else. Maybe that was it. There stood one of the potential secret characters from the fan disc, Silver. Oh no! I haven't found his weakness yet! Encountering him here, I feel like some sort of doom flag is raised somehow. I can't help but duck and try to turn around when Alan grabs my arm. He's right. I want to stay far away from Silver, but this wasn't the time to be wandering around. Okay, so this is post-explosion, but Priya's getting there?
一時休戦ってわけだ。俺らもお前らをどうこうはしねえよ。爆破した犯人探しはこの後だ。消火を頼めるか。
ああ、頼まれなくてもそのつもりだ。藤、悪いが力を貸してくれ。
もちろんですわ。
Is this going to be the same? It is. Since royal family isn't supposed to use magic, I'm relieved he wasn't caught. So we go for the compliment, because that was our 1 points.
アラン様もお疲れ様でした。
Skippy, skippy, skippy. Frederick is here. At this rate... Ah, right. We have a new option. We didn't have that option earlier. So we start with the taunt. I think about what I had discussed during my strategy meeting. That's right, his weakness. I need to think of Frederick's weakness. Oh wait, is that where we messed up? Were we supposed to think about the weaknesses? Is that where we messed up? I don't know much about Frederick. There is one thing I learned from my brief encounter with him. Frederick despises women. If I provoke him, I may be able to bring his attention toward me instead. I'm going to act like the game version of Katarina. I'll taunt him in that manner. I take a deep breath before stepping forward. Then I give my heartiest laugh.
フレデリック様ったらクイードの軍人だなんて言うからさぞやお強いのかと思っていましたけれど、その程度なんですわね。
Frederick's eyes widen after he hears my comments and he glares furiously at me. I could see his face gradually turn red. Yes, it's going well! As expected, Katerina Kleiss is a villainess. She bullies Mario with her condescending remarks all the time. It's very sarcastic. And here comes my well-trained control to avoid Giordo's doom end. Take this! The snake toy hits Frederick in the face and he staggers backwards. Alan uses this moment to attack. However, Frederick immediately adjusts himself and deflects it. Okay, these are the lines we had. These are definitely the lines we had before. So we can skip. Okay, we have skipped all the way into the mansion. So this is Alan unable to sleep in the mansion that used to be the pirate's base, I guess. After parting ways with the girls, we return to our room. Giordo is pressing me on what happened the past few days. Finally escaping him in bed. I pretend to sleep. Giordo finally gives up and he too goes to sleep. I hear Keith and Nicole breathing. However, I know I can't face tomorrow like this either. Yeah, apparently the fact that we considered the weaknesses of the potential other routes and therefore could go into immediately taunting Frederick. Apparently turned this into a whole different route. Who knew? I know that I should go to sleep in preparation for tomorrow's journey. If I lack sleep, I may get seasick. And I don't think I can fall asleep. Of course, it's because I have Katarina on my mind. I keep replaying the scene of when I told her my feelings.
お前が大事な女だからってさっきそう言っただろ
Another playback and my heart is racing. I can't sleep like this. I get out of bed, scratch my head in frustration and stand by the window staring out for a moment. All this time I thought I was hiding my feelings. I worked hard so I can smile when Katarina looks happy with my twin brother. To make things worse, I did it in front of Maria and Lady Verda. I can't take those words back. I'm the most afraid of Giordo. Recall how scary his smile was earlier. I groaned internally. The choice tree for this game is going to be insane. Yeah, probably. This is just chapter, isn't it? We can't actually enter the flowchart itself, it seems. If he finds out that I confessed my feelings to Katarina, if he finds out I accidentally kissed her, who knows what would happen? I still can't forget Katarina's surprised face when I confessed. And how she looked embarrassed before we got to the island. I think there's only one thing I can say. And because I know, I feel a pain in my chest. It's best to just pretend everything didn't happen and go back to the way things were. That's how it should be. Because Katarina is my brother's fiancée. No matter how much I want her, I'm not allowed to have these feelings. I can't afford us to act awkward on our way back to Sorcia. But I can't think of an opportunity to talk with Katarina until tomorrow. I sigh and look out the window again. Just then, I see a familiar silhouette. Ah yes, so Katarina, unable to sleep, has gone out into the garden, but it's going to be Alan that chases her, I guess. Right. Nope. Okay. There's no skipping just to the point where someone turns up, huh? The night wind feels nice, but... oh, I can't see the sky. Oh yeah, we're in the blank sea. The blank sea is a sea region where the fog never lifts. That's why this island is always surrounded by fog. Since the mansion is nearby, I can still see, but... if I go any further, the fog is so thick that I may get lost. Maybe I should give up enjoying the night sky and just return to my room. I turn around and, with that in mind, just then I see someone running from the mansion.
お前、何一人でフラフラ出歩いてるんだ。
アラン様、こんな夜にどうしたんですか？
それはこっちのセリフだ。窓の外見たらお前がフラフラ歩いていたから慌てて出てきたんだろう。
そんな子供じゃないんだから大丈夫ですよ。今もちょうど戻ろうとしてたところですし。
そうは言ってもな。
Alan sighs and looks at me worriedly. I guess he doesn't trust me at all. He must have assumed I would get lost in the fog. Rude! It's not like I deliberately got lost. I guess I did on the ship a lot, so I can't blame him if he doesn't trust me. I start to feel guilty for worrying him so much. I'm sure Alan was about to turn in for the night, but because I was wandering around, he came looking for me instead.
なんだかすみません、アラン様。いつも心配ばかりかけてしまって。
いや、別に。俺が勝手に心配してきただけだしな。霧も出てるし。
そうなんですよね。実は私星空が見たくて出てきたんですけど、実際はご覧のありさまで。そういえばこの霧ってブラン海域だからずっと出ているんですかね。
ああ、そうみたいだな。ずっと霧が出ている海域なんて本当にあるのかと思ってたが、この屋敷に来た時から晴れていないところを見る限り、その噂は本当みたいだな。
変わった海域ですね。
Hey, we're having a normal conversation. Maybe it's because we're alone. Or is it because of all the worrying I caused? The awkwardness in the afternoon is gone. It's been a while since I've been able to talk to Alan normally like this. I like being able to talk to him. Hmm? Do I? I wonder why I feel that way. Well, of course I like talking to him. Although things are different now, I'm happy that I'm able to talk to him again normally. I can't put into words how that makes me feel.
おい、どうした?
I'm confused why Alan has this concerned look on his face. Did something happen? Is he worried about me? His concern for me makes me feel happy and tingly inside. I feel strange.
いえ、なんだかふわーっというか、もじゃっとする感じがして。
なんだそれは。そもそもなんでこんな時間に一人で庭に出てきたんだ。何かあったのか。
いえ、何かがあったわけじゃないんです。ソルシエに帰る前にちょっと自分の気持ちの整理をしたいと思いまして。あ
Whoops. That's too much. I put my hand over my mouth before I say more. But it's all too late. Alan already heard it. His face is stark red. Oh no! We were doing such a good job talking normally. Now he's aware that I've been thinking about him and what he said to me.
そう、悪かった。お前を悩ませて。
Alan starts acting awkwardly again. I regret telling him. I couldn't come up with any other excuses. And besides, I wasn't lying when I said I was here trying to consider Alan's words. I'm at a loss for words and not sure what to do. But Alan looks at me with a serious expression.
あ、その、カタリナ、俺も、なんだ、そのことを考えていて眠れなかったんだが、やっぱり、きちんと話した方がいいよな。
Alan lets out a deep sigh. It seems like he's already made up his mind. There's a sense of sorrow and resolve in his gaze. After a brief moment, Alan opens his mouth to speak.
お前がジオルドの婚約者だってことは分かっている。
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot!
いや、なんでそこで驚くんだ。
いや、うっかり忘れてまして。
は？そこを忘れるところか。
Katarina would forget that part. Because I only viewed Giorno as a doom flag trigger. And besides, I'm sure I'm only his fiancée so he doesn't have to entertain the swarm of ladies that want to approach him. So I can't help but forget. Well, I guess I didn't completely forget. I just lacked that attitude, and things happened where it slipped my mind.
ともかく俺はジオルドの婚約者であるお前に本当は好きだって言うつもりはなかったんだ。そんなこと許されるはずないし。
What? He had no plans to tell me? Hearing that, I feel a sting of pain in my heart. Does this mean I wanted him to tell me? And did he just casually say he likes me? He did say I was important to him, but he had not said he liked me yet. But, so, Alan does like me. For some reason, I feel like I'm floating in the air. But again, I don't know my feelings.
でも、そのあの時は怪我もしてて戦ってたし、なんていうかとっさに本音が出たっていうか、本気で思ってることだけど、でも言っちゃいけなかったってのは俺だって分かっている。
アラン様。
He knows he can't say it. He had no intentions of telling me. When Alan says that, he looks so pained that it makes me sad. If Alan didn't say anything, my heart would never race like this, and we would have gone back to the academy like usual. And maybe someday, Alan would have married Mary. Oh! What? I forgot about her! I remember that Mary is Alan's fiancée, and my heart hurts even more. She always tells me we should escape the kingdom, but if I remember correctly, the Mary and Fortune lover was in love with Alan. Maybe deep down, Mary may still have feelings for him. I was only thinking about myself. I hadn't even considered Mary. I'm shocked at myself for forgetting even that. Mary is my precious friend. What do I do? I look over at Alan and he looks back at me, half troubled and half embarrassed. He looks guilty from the bottom of his heart, but his eyes are sincere. His gaze is seriously indicating he likes me. And again, my heart thumps.
そんな顔するなよ。自分でも悩ませて悪かったと思ってるんだ。だからその
Alan cuts himself off as he looks at me, and then gives me a sad chuckle.
だから俺の気持ちは聞かなかったことにしてくれていい。
No, not happening, Alan. Alan's words feel like they punched me in the face. My mind goes blank. Pretend I never heard it? Alan's true, serious feelings? I can't do that! He said so. He kept his feelings to himself because he was considerate of Giordo. And he apologized for stressing me out. Alan, who's this kind, had been hiding his feelings for such a long time. He hid it, but it slipped out of him. His words were special for Alan. How could I live every day pretending I didn't hear it? Besides, I didn't even get to ask him why he likes me. Just when I think that, I have a big question mark arise. Wait a minute. Why does Alan even like me? Maybe this is all in his head.
でもそれでも許される限りはお前のそばにいさせてくれ。
Maybe this is all in his head. Well, where else are his feelings going to be? Well, I mean, also in his heart, but... I wouldn't like it if it was in his head. Wait, does that mean I have feelings for Alan too? Well, I don't hate him. I mean, what is this emotion of liking anyways?
待て、カタリナ。おい、聞いてるか？
I've never fallen in love in my past life, or this one.
ダメか。全然聞いてないな。このタイミングでこれはないだろう。
But if I like Alan too, that would mean we both have feelings for each other. This is bad. I'm confusing myself.
本当に全然聞こえてないな。どうしてお前はいつもそうなんだ。おい、カタリナ・クラエス。アホ令嬢。
But I don't want to forget. I still haven't even figured my feelings out yet.
アラン様、聞かなかったことにはしたくないです。
は？
I quickly lift my head up and Helen steps back in surprise.
それ、どういう意味で言っているんだ？
だって私、まだアラン様がどうして私のことが好きなのか聞いていません。
いや、それを聞くのか？
だって知りたいじゃないですか。
どうしてお前はそう予想つかないことばかりしてくるんだ。
Helen covers his entire face with his hands.
いや、そうだよな。お前はそういうやつだったよな。一度言ったんだ。確かに聞かなかったことにはできないもんな。わかった。話す。できる限りで。でも、これも、お前が嫌だと思えば、聞かなかったことにしていいから。
Helen gets flustered as he tries to look for the right words. Awkwardly, he begins to speak.
気づいたのは最近なんだが、多分ずっと好きだった。子供の頃から。
え？子供の頃から？
なんだよ、意外か？
そりゃあ。
We've been together so long. Ellen, who is a dunce when it comes to romance, has these feelings for me? I had no idea. Wait, but he noticed recently?
お前は子供の頃、俺に言ってくれただろう。人には向き不向きがあるって。
それってジオルド様に蛇のおもちゃを投げつけた時のことですよね。
I will never forget it. It was when I first threw the snake toy at Giordo. Thanks to that, Giordo got so mad at me, even I wouldn't forget it. It's deeply ingrained in my memories.
あそこでお前にああ言われた時さ、俺は今まで固執していたものの小ささに気がつけたんだ。
Did we recover the snake toy after we threw it at Frederick? Good question.
それから苦しさとか全部なくなってさ、俺は俺でいいんだって思えるようになった。お前のそういう考え方が俺をあの時救ってくれたんだよ。
Helen looked at me bashfully.
それでずっとお前のそばにいたいって思うようになって、お前が無邪気に笑う顔とか好きだって。
Helen's face turns red as he confesses to me. Seeing how awkward he is right now, I can tell his feelings are real and it makes me feel flustered. He's saying it so clearly. I wasn't imagining it. Helen truly does have feelings for me. My heart pounds faster. It's not just the feeling of awkwardness. Ellen has protected me the whole time the pirates attacked. He was so worried that he yelled at me. I too want to see him smile. I don't want to see him sad. I want to be by his side if I can. For a long time. Is this how he's feeling? When Helen got hurt, I felt pain too. When I saw him smiling, it made me just as happy. And if he's going to hide his feelings and pretend it never happened, it's painful for me too. Maybe this is how it feels to like someone. That's why I made up my mind.
アラン様、少し時間をくださいませんか？
時間って。
やっぱり私、なかったことにはしたくないんです。多分、私も自分の気持ちが分かったみたいですから。でも、アラン様の気持ちに返事をするにも、ちゃんとけじめをつけてからがいいんです。
Before I tell Alan that I like him, I need to face both the feelings of Giordo, my fiancé, and Mary, my friend. After I've had a talk with them, I want to then face my feelings for Alan.
だから、アラン様も待ってください。まだ忘れたことにしないでください。
ああ、わかった。
ありがとうございます。
いや、それは俺の方のセリフなんだが。
He scratches his head in embarrassment, smiling shyly.
まあ、そうだな。ありがとう、カタリナ。
Alan's smile is like a blooming flower field. Seeing his smile makes me happy. If we could feel happy at the same time, I guess this feeling is the emotion of liking someone. I let the feeling sink in. Whew. Ooh. Mary saw it happen. I chase after Lady Katerina, spotting her from the window. Seeing the love confession that it unfolds before me is stressing me out.
もう、なんなんですの。あの甘酸っぱさは、私の方が先にカタリナ様に好きだとお伝えしてますのに。
あのカタリナですから、全く気づいていなかったんでしょう。僕の気持ちにも気づかないような人ですからね。
Both of them! Prince Giordo is standing next to me. I guess he had come after Katerina as well. We hide in the shadows, watching the two.
で、どうするんですか？
ジオルド様こそどうされるんですの？
まあ、今回はカタリナが危ないところをアランに助けられたようですし、今見聞きしたことについてアランを責めるようなことはしませんよ。
あら、ジオルド様にも弟思いな一面がありましたのね。意外ですわ。それではカタリナ様との婚約を破棄なさるのですか？
まさか。でもそうですね。カタリナが一番幸せになれる場所がアランの隣しかないのだと痛感させられた時には考えるかもしれませんね。
まったく素直ではありませんのね。アラン様の苦労が今から忍ばれますわ。
心外ですね。あなたのことですから同じようなことを思っているのでは？
さあどうでしょう。
でも僕は本当にカタリナの幸せだけを考えていますよ。カタリナを悲しませるのは僕の本意ではありませんから。だからきちんと見届けさせてもらいますよ。
Just then, we see the two heading back to the mansion. Prince Giordo and I look at one another and get out from where we were hiding.
あれ？メアリとジオルド様？どうしてここに？
なんで二人が？
僕も星空でも見ようと思ったんです。でも霧が出ていて見えないようですね。
残念ですわ。外は冷えますし、カタリナ様、お部屋へ戻りましょう。
それがいいですね。さ、カタリナ。
Prince Giordo and I each stand by her side. Lady Katerina looks on in confusion. Seems like they have no idea we overheard everything. That side of her is what makes her so lovable. My rivalry for her affection burns stronger.
カタリナ様、あなたのお気持ちは尊重しますけれど、まだ当分はみんなのカタリナ様でいていただきますから。
Everyone's Katerina.
なんかおかんがするのは気のせいか。
Pending.
広がる空は見渡す限り果てない青に風も染まってどこまでもほら
Maybe it's true ending. We'll confirm.
優しいぬくもりまた夢みたいで夢なら覚めないで今日がまたゆっくりと思い出に変わるこのページめくっても微笑んでしまう長い夜に橋を灯すようにそっとそばにいたそばにいる愛しい人よいつまでもこのままでいたいと強く願うだけじゃもう足りないから私から抱きしめるの驚くかな高鳴ること隠さない耳が熱い同じ温度あともう少しこのままで
Epilogue. Yep. A year has passed since the Vinculum incident had been resolved. We all returned back to Sorcia. We're getting a time skip. We're finally graduating. It's so moving. The graduation ceremony ends. On my way to the graduation party, I walk around looking at the school buildings feeling nostalgic. So much happened in my second year at the academy. Time passed by in a flash, but it also feels like it's been so long. After that incident, Ryle was taken in for questioning at Sorcia. They had to verify all reports on the incident. However, because his plans never came to fruition, he admitted to all of his crimes. His only punishment was a demotion to Earl. Liliana, who is now Countess Verda, is my dear pen pal. She tells me her injuries have healed all thanks to Maria, and she's fine now. I'm so glad. This morning she sent me flowers and a letter to congratulate me on my graduation. Liliana often asks what has become of Alan and I since then. My progress with Alan, huh? After the Vinculum incident, I actually confessed my feelings to both Mary and Giordo. However...
ということで私はアラン様のことが好きみたいでいいえそれ以上はおっしゃらないでアラン様のことはどうでもよいのです別に私は愛しておりませんものえそうなのですのでいくらでも婚約なら解消しますわでもカタリナ様どうかこれからも私と良いお付き合いをしてくださいませアラン様に愛想が尽きた時はいつでも相談してくださいね私一緒にどこへでも行く覚悟はできてますから
Elopement is still always an option, Katerina. And just like that, we're still good friends. She confirmed she never had feelings for Alan. According to Alan, Mary supposedly has feelings for someone else. I wonder who it could be. And most importantly, for Giordo.
そうですね。カタリナの気持ちが僕へ向かなかったのは残念ですが、カタリナの悲しむ顔は見たくありませんからね。一旦カタリナの望み通り婚約は破棄しましょう。でもこれから1年間僕もそれなりに頑張りますから。
So, I guess Giordo and I are no longer engaged. Although it troubles him, he is now approached by many ladies now. And here I am engaged with Alan, but it doesn't look good publicly if I immediately become engaged to Alan right after breaking off an engagement to Giordo. We're being careful. However, now that we are graduating, Alan and I will be having a ball to publicly announce our engagement today at the mansion. I've been so busy preparing for it these days, it feels like my head is about to explode. Right after the graduation party, I have to rush back to prepare. I also want to throw an after party for all my friends. But I suppose we can save that for later. There is one last thing I have to do. I need to tell Alan that I love him before we announce our engagement. That day, my feelings for him were confirmed in my heart, but I couldn't confess them yet. I totally meant to tell him, but... Right before I could confess to him, the water fountain next to us overflowed. A strong gust of wind comes blowing a bucket that strikes Alan right in the head. He suddenly falls in a hole. Wait a second. Is everyone trying to get in the way here? Water, wind, earth. Suspiciously, these are the magic abilities of various people in our friend group. Too many things are occurring while I'm trying to confess. There's always someone else around, so I rarely have the opportunity to be alone with just him. Now a whole year has gone by. At this rate, our engagement will go public before I can even confess my feelings. Between the ceremony and the party is my only chance to tell him. So I call Alan out into the fields to confess. You know, the fact that you're engaged probably tells him enough. Katerina, it's fine. I may see Liliana at night too. At the ball where we will announce our engagement, I was told that Earl Verda and Lady Verda would be attending. So I want to report to Liliana, my pen pal, that I'm able to confess too. Alright, here I go. I pump myself up and head toward our meeting place. I'm going to tell him I love him once and for all. Or so I thought. Huh? For some reason I see Giordo and Helen at the field. I thought no one would be out here. And of all people, it's Giordo. I didn't expect this. I panic and Giordo turns around to give me a smile.
そんな顔をしないでください、カタリナ。 用事が終わったらすぐに立ち去りますので。すみませんカタリナ。この1年あなたに困った顔ばかりさせてしまいましたね。裏から手を回していろんな時間稼ぎをしてみたのですが、結局カタリナの顔を曇らせてしまうばかりでした。
Yep, it was absolutely deliberate.
時間稼ぎって。
俺が落とし穴に落ちたりしたやつのことだよ。
あれジオルド様がやってたの？
うすうす気づいてはいたけどな。キースもソフィアもメアリもいるだろう。
Yep. Earth, wind, water.
仕方ないでしょう。正式に発表されるまでの1年はみんなのカタリナのままでいてほしかったんです。そしてできれば僕を選んでほしかったのですが、それができなかったようなので潔く諦めようと思います。カタリナ、困った顔をさせてしまってすみません。本当にカタリナのことを好きでした。
Huh? He said it so casually, but Giordo? Loved me?
いや、これはきっと聞き間違い。
聞き間違いではないんですよ。僕はちゃんとあなたが好きで婚約をしていたんです。
What? My mind goes blank hearing his sudden confession, and Giordo smiles wryly.
大丈夫です。カタリナが気づいていないことも、あなたの気持ちが誰に向いているのかも、もうきちんと分かっていますから。
それはどうもすみません。私全然気づかなくて。
いえ、いいんです。そういうところがカタリナの魅力ですから。
As Giordo opens up, I now start to feel guilty. I see. I thought he didn't think of anything of us, and was using the engagement because he needed me as a shield. But if this is the conclusion he came to after much thought, then I want to properly thank him. I look up at him.
ジオルド様のお気持ちに気づかなくて、そして答えられなくて本当にごめんなさい。思ってくれてありがとうございます。すごく嬉しいです。でも私はアラン様のことが。
待ってくださいカタリナ。それはアランに直接伝えてくださいね。
Oh! I almost let slip to Giordo that I love Alan, and right in front of him. Phew. It's not okay to say it to someone else first. Yeah.
すみません、ジオルド様。止めてくださってありがとうございます。
いえ、最後にこの笑顔が見られただけで十分ですかね。カタリナ、それでは僕は失礼します。何か困ったことがあったら言ってください。力になりますから。
He smiles as he walks off.
よかった。ジオルド様にもああ言ってもらえて。
I feel a sense of relief. Alan, however, looks exhausted.
俺にはお前を不幸にしたら許さない。万一泣きつくようなことがあればその時は奪われる覚悟をしろって釘刺しに聞こえた。
Yeah, that's exactly what I got from that as well, Alan.
それはさすがに考えすぎですよ。
いや、ジオルドやメアリならやりかねないんだ。
Wait, what's with the English one not including Marion? I'm sure I heard Marion there.
少なくともお前が笑っていられるうちは大丈夫か。
Helen's face softens as he looks at me. His gentle gaze makes my heart skip a beat. I realized that we're finally alone. I almost forgot. I called him out so I can tell him my feelings. With the sudden emergence of Giordo, all of the words I prepared left me. But we're alone at last. Now is my chance to tell him the words I vowed to tell him for a year. But now that the time has come, I'm nervous. My heart is pounding furiously. I clear my throat.
アラン様お日柄もよくってなんで笑うんですか
いや、だってお前悪い、ちょっと思ってたのと違うから相変わらずお前が言うことは予想がつかないな。
Really?
というか、そんなに構えなくたっていいだろう。子供の頃からずっと一緒だったんだ。今さら改まってという方が照れる。
それもそうですよね。
I've known Helen since I was a child. We even climbed trees together. We laughed a lot. He was a prince and I a daughter of a duke, but we were always honest with one another. Looking back, maybe that is what I love about Alan. Despite all of his titles, he never let that get to him. When I'm finally being honest with myself, the words come out naturally.
遅くなっちゃいましたけど、私もアラン様が大事で大好きです。
Alan's face flushes a deep red. He covers his mouth with his hands and looks away from me. Seeing Alan react that way makes me embarrassed too, but at the same time I feel fulfilled and happy. My heart is full. Finally, I said it! My confession has failed for the past year, and now I'm finally able to say it!
俺もまあ知ってると思うが好きだ。
はい、私も好きです。
I really do love him. I can't help but smile seeing Helen blush like that. I'm finally able to tell the man I love that I love him too. I never realized how fulfilling this would feel. It makes me happy.
じゃあそのしていいか。
Ooh, are we getting a kiss that wasn't an accident?
何をですか？
前はアクシデントだったし。
Huh? What is he talking about? I'm confused and he gives me this troubling stare. He mutters something under his breath while scratching his head. Then finally he gives up.
そのキスだよ。
Oh! That's right. We kissed. His words take me back to the closet. But that was an accident. So if we take that out, I've never kissed Alan before. I was so wrapped up in the engagement that we weren't able to confess our feelings. But now that we both do feel for one another, Alan wants to kiss me.
してもいいか。
あ、はい。
I nod as we hold hands. He's blushing, but his face is serious. His hands draw me in and our lips meet naturally. Yay, Kiss CG! We got it! Whoa! My heart jumps at my first real kiss. My heart is racing in reaction to his soft lips. And looks just as flushed as me.
絶対幸せにしてみせるか。
Helen's curt voice. He's clearly blushing, but his eyes are so honest. I can truly tell how much he loves me. It almost makes me cry.
はい、 一緒に幸せになりましょう。
Alan laughs joyously. I close my eyes and only warmth remains. I can be with Alan, now and forever. That makes me happy. We tried to ignore our feelings and forget what happened, but now because our feelings are out there, we can look toward the future together. I'll hold on to this blissful feeling forever. Aww! Hey, look! The locked routes are unlocked now. Memory scenario unlocked. Ta-da! Alright. That means that we are done here. On-stream route is complete, which means that at some point when I actually find time to do things, I'm gonna go through the other routes. Oh, I have so many games I need to do that for. I'm gonna do it this year. I'm gonna get caught up. I swear. Well, yeah, it feels wrong to stream the whole game. That's my feelings on the subject of visual novels. You get one stream route, and that's it. But yes, thank you for joining me. That was very sweet. That was very sweet. I enjoyed that. So next week I'm actually going to start another Otome game. I've made the choice myself. Yes, I will post on Twitter whenever I get around to doing more routes, I swear. Well, not just Twitter, but the other socials as well. But yes. Speaking of new games, though, speaking of new games, I've got a poll up on the socials and also in the community tab here on YouTube for what I'm going to play after Sakura Wars. So if you want to go and vote, you can do that. Yes. Is the stream route technically 3? No, it's one route. We didn't technically make it to a route the first time, so it didn't count. And both of those endings were on the Alan route, so it's fine if we do multiple endings on one route. But yes. Where was I? Yes. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing if you've enjoyed yourself. And you can also follow me on the social medias. They're linked in the description box. The streaming schedule is also over there, and also over here on YouTube in the community tab. The next scheduled stream is Wednesday, 7 PM, for some Twisted Wonderland, because the next part of the main story is out. And also because I need to try and pull for Rook. Wish me luck. So I'll see you then, or another time. Once again, thank you very much for coming. And this is Kalla signing out. See ya! Bye bye!